all the poking and scraping. Visit KnoxvilleSmiles.com to find out more, or just call us at 865-539-1776.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess, but isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Are you ready to show off that confident, radiant smile you've always dreamed of? Well, here at Knoxville Smiles, we're ready to turn your dream into a reality. At Knoxville Smiles, we're more than just a dental practice. We're your partners in achieving optimum oral health. From routine cleanings and checkups to advanced cosmetics and restorative procedures, we offer a wide range of services in an environment that makes every visit a positive and comfortable experience. At Knoxville Smiles, it's about more than just treatments. We're focused on creating a welcoming environment where you feel like family. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed with your comfort in mind, and our friendly staff is always ready to address your questions and concerns. Don't wait any longer to achieve a beautiful smile you deserve. Schedule your appointment at Knoxville Smiles today and take that first step towards a healthier, happier you. Call us at 865-539-1776 to book your appointment today, or just visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Good morning, Fan Run Nation. We've made it, people. Football, and I mean real high-volume football. It's back, and we're there for it with you. We're going to talk about a lot today. There are 17 games all over the place today and tonight. That's right, I said today, as it all starts at 5:30 with a banger as Boise State travels to Alex Golesh U, and then it just rolls hard from there. 17 games in total, like I said, to pay attention to, and sure, we've got showdowns like Lafayette and Bowling Green and that huge Delaware State-Delaware blood war. But we also have some legitimate power conference football to check out, too. We'll preview it all when we're joined by one of our favorites as Jack Foster of Omaha Productions joins the program in hour one. We'll also get into the spirit of the season with the perennial question, which conference really is better between the SEC and Big Ten? We'll run a fun little exercise of looking at the projected finishes for each team in each conference and do hypothetical matchups based on those rankings. In other words, who would win a matchup between the top team in the SEC against the projected top team in the Big Ten? Now, we have a bit of real-life flavor along those lines on Saturday in Columbus with Ohio State and Texas, but where would the Vols stack up in this? We'll break it down in hour two. Also in hour two, We'll get some more Tennessee-Syracuse perspective as we draw closer to the opener on Saturday when Ryan Sylvia from Rocky Top Insider enters the chat. Ryan was also in attendance at a Kim Caldwell media session, so we'll hear from Ryan if there's anything of note that Kimmy Hundo had to say. It's all coming your way on this next to last edition of Under Review. We have arrived at our destination, folks. Football is here. Let's ride.
From the studios of Fox Sports Knoxville, it's time for Under Review with Bob Baskerville on Fan Run Radio.
Welcome. It's Thursday. Football. The weekend is so close, but there is football today and tonight. God, we're excited. And a lot of other good news to talk about, too. We are here to bring it to you. We are coming to you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer studios of Fan Run Radio. This is Under Review. I'm your host, Bob Baskerville, joined as always by Sam Beard, Brett Hollander. Bubba is sitting in there still, wearing an Under Review jersey. Much love, little homage to the show. Always appreciate just seeing Bubba hanging out for a few. That's awesome. Appreciate it. And you, the listener, as always, appreciate you spending time with us, however you choose to do it, whether it's live on the radio dial, AM 1340 or FM 105.7, maybe a live stream. Might be checking it out on your desktop or laptop. FanRunRadio.com will get you there. Or your mobile device using that free Fan Run mobile app if you're streaming. We're also on video. If you're seeing us right now on YouTube, Fan Run TV, what up? Appreciate you checking us out there. You can live chat with us there too. We're also pumping out the video on X and on Twitch. If you're a podcaster, you want to listen to us later, you want a time shift, it's all good. We're available wherever you listen to your podcasts. All told, however you support the brand, however you've been supporting Under Review, it all means a lot to us. We can't thank you enough. Appreciate it. You can also be a part of the program today on a live basis. You can call or text us, area code 865-966-3435. That's 966-3435. Or you can hit us up on X. Like I said, there's video there, but you can also interact there, of course, at Fox Sports Knox. Boys, I got a little question for you. What do we think? There's three choices here.
Uh-oh.
What do we think is the biggest story of the week so far in the world of sports and entertainment? Is it A, the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift engagement announcement? B, the announcement that we're going to be singing Happy Trails to Ralphie for the Buffalo, the live Colorado mascot who has exhibited an indifference to running. So Ralphie's heading into retirement. Or C, this is up Brett's alley, Grimsby Town, is that it? They took down Man U yesterday?
Yes, they did. Unbelievable, to be honest. It's quite the story going around the soccer world, especially, but all the world. If you're mentioning it, Bob, it must have really gotten on your algorithm and a lot of people's, because that was I don't even know the words to describe what happened yesterday. I mean, these are everyday, like me. That'd be me going and playing, a top level soccer team, because these guys that are on this team have real 8 to 5 jobs.
Really?
Most of them do. A lot of them do. One player on United could fund this whole team for 13, 15 years. I mean, that's how crazy it was. So, but yeah, shout out to them. The keeper for Grimsby is a United fan, and he was actually pissed that they knocked Man United out of the competition.
Yeah. I think what caught my eye was when you see Manchester United, even a casual fan can kind of associate.
Everybody knows who they are. Yeah.
So
they're falling on hard times right now, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was something else to witness. But that's the beautiful thing about Premier League soccer, or over there they play these cup competitions where it gives everybody at they're fourth tier. I mean, they're nowhere should be on anywhere near United's level, and it's just that's the fun part. It was at their place. You don't see that very often in sports. Normally like Tennessee will pay somebody to come play us in Neyland. Like we don't necessarily go down to play those teams at Kent State or whatever. We're not going up to ETSU to play them. So
the rushing of the field was incredible.
Yes.
Long and drawn out penalty kick process too, right?
Yeah, and people were in the comments were just he was trying his hardest to help United go through by making it go that long. But it was, I mean, that's the beautiful part about soccer and the sport I love so much, that these things happen. And it's happened in college football or an NFL. Like you just get these, or March Madness, these things happen. And that's the beautiful thing about sports too, so it was, and United's my least favorite team. I support Arsenal, so that's our biggest rival. So to see them lose is always a great day.
Yeah. This said they're currently on a 4-game winless streak versus Grimsby Town.
I did see.
They lost this one. They played in 1948. It was a draw. They got beat in 1947, and then it was a draw in 1946. They've got their number.
Own them.
Yeah. Before he scoots out, I want to, and then we'll get it to Sam. I want to hear from Bubba. Like, is it soccer or is it Ralphie? What moves the needle for you there?
Bob, there's been a lot of stuff that's happening in sports, but I mean, the biggest one is going to be, the English teacher and the gym teacher getting together.
That's
little Tavis.
Yeah.
Have you seen the AI thing floating around of their picture, like when they're in their 60s or 70s?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah,
I enjoyed seeing all the conspiracies where it's like, okay, he's going to propose after the Super Bowl, but that didn't go his way, so he had to counter adjust. And then all these other moments in time when it's like, is he going to propose now or not?
Yeah.
And then also, like, there's a guy who I can't wait for him to do it, but like he photoshops Paddington into all these pictures and stuff. I know Western Kentucky did it with the Big Red up there, and that got a nice chuckle out of me.
Paddington the bear?
I'm waiting for Paddington the bear to interrupt his way into these engagement photos.
How about this indifference to running thing? That's the reason Ralphie's thing caught my eye. That just means I guess he just doesn't want to run anymore.
Wasn't built for it, Bob. He's a grazer.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Is that kind of like the Smokey situation we have here?
Yeah.
Or he's just not ready for it yet? Or
Yeah.
It's a big deal, though. They've had a live mascot every year since 1967, Bubba.
They won't have one running out on the field this season.
Ralphie 7 is in the works. Don't worry.
Ralphie. Love the name.
I don't, because they're all females, but they name it Ralphie.
That is crazy.
Give it a girl name.
Could be Ralphie.
We say Miss Ralphie. Or
Ralphette.
Ralphette.
No, Ralphiella. Right?
There you go.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm trying to.
You like the jersey, Bob?
I love it. I thought that was awesome. I heard about it this morning. I was out walking the dog and
get a little tear in your eye.
Not that. But of course, John. Leave it to John. Try to stir it up. That
spins on Jones over there. I mean,
yeah. Trying to get the. You got more playing time playing with us than you did on Under Review.
I feel like there's a reason I'm wearing this and not a Talk Sports one.
Well, I appreciate that. And you and I talked back at that basketball tournament. It was one of my great regrets. Even Brett said it. Brett was like, I should have come out.
I gave him some minutes. I think I came out.
Finally
should have been me.
We should have done it when we had a moment against Russell's team. We were truly ready to drop the hammer on them. And I think I got wound up and wanted to finish them. And I wasn't even thinking about substituting or anything, but we should have. So Bubba, we'll always have a little bit of regret about that. We loved you being a part of the team. We did.
I'm glad that you didn't pick me last, Bob.
How many times have you worn that jersey since the competition?
In my personal life, kind of frequently.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're getting some use out of it.
Well, and also now that me and Bob are switching shows around, we're not going to see Bubba as often.
That's very true.
We're used to seeing his bubbly face after he's gotten off the show.
Yeah.
No Colt interaction.
I know.
I have to ramp up my Colts stuff for you, Bob.
That's going to be tough, man. We can't ever share Seth DeFlo's song together.
What a shame.
Let's do it just one more time. 1, 2.
Oh, no.
This is our Colts. This is our team.
Should I mute it, Sam?
We bleed blue.
Yeah, I might.
Whether win or lose,
we love them.
I should have got Matthew
For
on
the
line.
shoe, beat whoever opponent.
Yada, yada, yada.
Who did he
We're
play
gonna
week
beat them
one?
down real
Who
good.
did he play week 1?
This is our Colts.
This is our team. Go Colts.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wouldn't be right if I didn't get the nay at the very end.
That was good. All right, Sam. How are you?
I'm doing good. We got football on the TV this afternoon, basically 5:30. It's awesome.
So great.
Feels good. I cannot get enough of this fall. This tease of fall that we're getting. Went and played some college football trivia at a local bar yesterday and absolutely murdered the competition. We missed one question all night, 2 parts of one question. Other than that, just rolling through them. We got to the final category, and it was like, wager however many points you want.
Yeah.
We were in the lead with like 82, and she gives us the category, and it was like 2020s SEC quarterbacks, and we were like, screw it, we're going all in or all out. We had a comfortable lead.
Nice.
Could have done some math to kind of make sure that we would have won, even if we didn't go and get that question. We said, this is 2020's SEC quarterbacks. If we can't get this right, then we don't deserve to win it. It was SEC passing touchdown leaders from like 2020 on, and you had to name 3 of the top 5, and we almost lost the entire competition had we not put Stetson Bennett right at the very end. KJ Jefferson and Will Rogers, both in the top 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But played some college football trivia.
You guessed
right
them
before.
or didn't guess them?
We didn't guess them.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty good. You put them in there.
No, we had like Jackson Dart, Bryce Young, and then Stetson Bennett is our 3. Jaden Daniels wasn't on that list, which was surprising to me.
Did he play enough?
I know.
Games?
That's what we were like.
He had a huge senior year, obviously.
Right. But then, he played a little bit his junior year too. So we were like, how much did that go, and kind of how much was that a factor?
Like Burrow wasn't in it, obviously.
Yeah.
Even though he put up 60.
Right. But we avoided disaster. Took home the dub. Felt
Nice.
good.
Nice. I'm just looking in the reflection. If you're watching us on Fan Run TV, it might look like a bit of a puzzle piece. There's a little bit of an orange background behind Sam. That's just the beginning, people. That's going to continue to fill out. We're just testing it, but doing a little bit of decor. I know some people had been kind of chiming in on chats and the text box saying, hey, are you guys going to do something besides that, interrogation room?
Love the gray.
Yeah. And we are. That's the answer. We were getting something custom made. This is just a sample swatch. We're going to have this thing all dialed in by football season. Like by the time we hit the weekend, and certainly by Labor Day, more on Labor Day in just a second, we're going to be styling in here. It'll look great. It will look great. So about Labor Day, I wanted to talk for just a minute about this, and then we'll get back to the business of talking about football and everything else, because obviously yesterday we had some news, and it was really, really good news. And in terms of the dean of Knoxville Talk Sports Radio, Tony Basilio, coming over to join us at Fan Run Radio. I cannot emphasize enough how much this move rounds out the daily lineup here at Fan Run, makes us just better. Tony's been doing this for 30 years, has as loyal a following as you're going to find anywhere. And that's what this station's all about, right? It's about the fans. That's what we've always said. Many of you listen to our shows, but you also listen to Tony, and to have him move his show over to a station that's all about you, the fans. You got one location now. It's a no-brainer. And I got to tell you, firsthand, trying to make this happen, it's been going on for a while, years, if we're being honest. Timing's never been right for one reason or another. This time, though, it made sense. I've been close to this one all the way through, as Tony and I have done a little bit of work together in the past, but first and foremost, we're friends. So we were talking about this all the way through. So when this became more of a reality than a possibility, I was the biggest supporter of the move, and I had my eyes wide open on what it meant for our show. Proud of what we're doing here with Under Review. But man, when you get a chance to bring someone in like Tony, you got to jump at it. So I've been in full support of that. And, I fully understood what it meant. But this is about building something in totality, as my buddy Rick Barnes always preaches to his team all the time. It's not about me. It's about strengthening the overall entity. And man, we just did it. And the fastest growing sports and entertainment company in the market, that's us. And it's now shifted into overdrive even more so, because that's what you in the audience, they deserve it. So we know by now what's going on. We're all splitting up. I'm moving over to the Drive with Russell Smith. I couldn't be more excited to do it. Russell's a total pro. He, Bear, Walker, the new guy, they're all friends of mine. And I'm so ready to help make what is a great show even better. The other thing that's cool here is at many stations, when a move like this happens, a show like ours would go away and we would go away. That's just the reality of the business. I've seen it so many times in my career. So it's not lost on me at all. And I don't think it is Sam or Brett, any of us, that we all get a chance to still be part of, a really popular station. I get to be part of one of the most popular shows in Knoxville sports radio. Trust me, Drive fans, I'm not going to mess it up. I'm going to have a lot of fun. We're all going to have fun. And then Sam, my guy Sam, he gets to go over and move in with John and Cody and Bubba on Talk Sports. And Sam, I'm just going to say it, because then we'll get to the business of our show and wind this thing down this week. But man, I appreciate you. You are a great partner on this. This guy's a real up and coming talent, not just here in this station, but around the market. He's very, very good at what he does. Only going to get better. So I can't wait to hear what happens in the mornings with you guys. It'll be interesting for
Trivia.
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No pressure, but step up that trivia game.
We'll try.
Sorry, Bubba. Bubba's shaking his head.
No, yeah, I mean, I appreciate it, Bob, and I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity for, getting me into this role and helping me continue to, move forward with my career and everything. And I've had a great time doing the show with y'all, and I appreciate everyone's support of the show. It's been a really fun time, and yeah, like you said, it's not about the individual here. I feel like the addition of Tony Basilio is going to be a really great way to round out, that lineup, like you said, and really bring it to you for every single show that we've got throughout our day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And I think it's going to be something that only continues to move this station forward. So, yeah, I mean, very grateful for my time here and with you, Bob. But, yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely a move for everyone where it's a win-win across the board.
Definitely. And so we got to say something to Brett here, too, because I can't wait. Brett's going to be moving to the Chase. I can't wait to hear the disagreements between you and Chase.
It's going to be fun.
Listen, seriously, I appreciate you, Hollander. I'm telling you, you're a key part of this thing. You're a constant. You help make it run, and that's more important than you probably ever hear. So you hear it from us. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. It's been fun, and I'm sure we'll still be conversing and texting and still, you guys meant a lot to me, and even went through our disagreements and all like that. You can't always agree on everything, and that's part of a radio, right? I appreciate the fans that listen to this show as well, and continue to listen to all the shows, and appreciate y'all and all that as well. So yeah.
You can always count on Brett's chili to be hot, baby.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
You ready, Chase? I'm coming.
I'm coming.
And Bubba, you were part of the show for a while. As always, appreciate you. And a little bummed we won't see you on the shift change, but it's going to be okay. We'll keep in touch, particularly when the Colts dominate like we know it's going to be. Real quick, couple of housekeeping items, because I know people are asking. I'll just tell you what I know. A lot of people have been asking about voluntary reaction versus Tony's overtime show. The plan for the time being, at least, is they're both going to carry on. So who knows? Never say never about down the line, but we got football season starting on Saturday. So, You'll be able to listen to both those shows, check them both out, ping between them like you always do. Some people have asked, is Tony going to be doing the show here in the studio? He's going to be doing it in his Rainier studio still. His cast of characters, Brian Hartman, Bino, all those guys, nothing changes, man. There's a reason, it'd be crazy. It'd be just like what we've talked about when ESPN got the rights to Inside the NBA. We kept saying, you better not mess it up. And that's how we feel about this. That show is doing just fine on its own. And so Tony's show will be just like you've seen it before when it starts on September 1st, seen it and heard it. It'll be the same. So that's what we know. There'll still be other things that hopefully we can use as opportunity to rising tide raises all boats, like the saying goes. Hopefully we're going to be able to help each other through promotion, digital strength, all of those things. That's why I think it's good for us, but it's also good for Tony. It's good for Tony to be a part of something, like I said, that stock is rising without question. So we got a lot, man, onward and upward. And I just wanted to get that one out so we can finish out the week doing what we do. That's talking about the sports and everything. So we are going to hit a break. When we return, we'll talk a little Tennessee football. Then about 10 minutes after that, we'll be joined by Jack Foster to talk college football because it's here and that's what we should be talking about. Let's get to it. Quick timeout and we'll be right back. You're listening to Under Review and it's Fan Run Radio.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps. The Voluntary Reaction.
This football season, tune into Big Orange Country's post-game radio free-for-all, The Voluntary Reaction, presented by the Griffin Law Firm. We'll be live on the Fan Run Radio app as soon as every UT game is over, taking your calls and breaking down the game to levels that can only be described as beyond scientific. So tune in and drink with us from the keg of glory or drown in the pool of despair. The Voluntary Reaction on Fan Run Radio.
The Voluntary Reaction. Raw, unfiltered, real.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by Pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
We make it easy to save money. Get access to thousands of discounts on shopping, dining, and travel with the C&B Plus Perks account. It's a powerful new way to save money with roadside assistance, cell phone protection, identity theft protection, and credit monitoring. Banking at C&B has its perks. Call or stop by a branch for more details.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Weighing in like he always does. He said, hey, if we throw a fit like they did about Cracker Barrel, can we get you to change your mind? I don't know if he's talking about me or not, but that was kind. But then he also said maybe a calming influence in the morning show. I think that's directed at Sam. So, yeah. And then Zach, of course, says college football is back, and we're talking EPL from earlier in the show. Yeah, we were. That was, little homage to Brett there. Brett's a soccer guy. We knew we needed to get that one teased out. But now we're on to football. Tennessee, Syracuse. We'll be previewing the hell out of this now today and tomorrow. The one thing I saw yesterday, Sam, or heard was, Josh did speak to the media a little bit. And one of the big takeaways was he came off like, he's kind of robotic sometimes and dry and stoic. I came off with some confidence, man. Feels like, and I don't know if he's just doing that in the spirit of getting his guys pumped up. I think maybe it's both. Maybe he's doing that, but he's also like, man, I think we're coming around. I think I feel good about what we're seeing. Now, we got to do it on the field, of course. But, man, if he starts talking that way, he's never been one to BS you on anything, right? So I think that's positive.
Absolutely. I think it's positive. And I think it's natural for him, just as it is with us as fans. The closer and closer you get to the game, I think the more you get just ready to go out there and kind of run it back, and there's been so much work that you've put in the off season. There's been so much work that you've put in through fall camp. You've had a lot of, controversy kind of around your program. You've had to switch your quarterback. You've had to, let a guy come in midway through the spring, basically, and he's drinking out of a fire hose trying to understand this offense. And so I'm sure that's been a lot more work for that offensive staff. And then the Boo Carter stuff. I think Josh Heupel, just like a lot of Tennessee fans, is probably just really excited to, get between the lines and start to play some real football and just kind of let the play speak for themselves. Because, there's question marks surrounding this program, and I'm sure there's been some question marks in that building internally, and they just want to go out there and kind of see where they're netting out as a team. And I think he's just excited for that.
Yeah, I think so too. Rocky Top insider Ryan Shumpert, our guy, he put out a couple things. He called it 5 storylines to track in Tennessee's football season opener against Syracuse. And when we talk about the offense, the first bullet point Ryan had here was how much 12 personnel will Tennessee run? And I do think we're going to see our share of that. Mm-hmm. And all I can think about, sometimes you feel like, okay, last season we'd be like, the offense was sputtering a little bit. The run game was good, so we leveraged that. Man, just think back to that North Carolina State game where we ran a ton of 12 personnel and the tight ends 8. And I mean, that was one of the moments last year. It was like, okay, feels like our offense is dialed in, and it was very different than anything we did in 22. So I'm all for the 12 personnel, given the feedback we're getting on our tight ends. And of course the success we've always had with the run game.
Yeah. I think that can go hand in hand too with what we were talking about. How much do you kind of keep close to the vest maybe before that Georgia game? I do think what you saw in the NC State game with 12 personnel, you were just able to do a lot more creative things in the run game. And I think that was obviously something that was working all night long in that NC State game. You got some of those tight ends loose a little bit in the passing game, but you weren't exactly having to go just deep shot after deep shot after deep shot and kind of, force your hand a little bit in terms of the deep passing game. I think the 12 personnel stuff will allow Joey Aguilar to kind of acclimate into game environment a little bit easier. And I think you'll probably see that at the start for sure.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things Shump said too was, does Tennessee's offense look different? And he said, we've seen Tennessee quarterbacks work on bootleg throws seemingly out of the pistol this offseason. We've seen the Vols receivers work with tighter splits, and we've seen more shallow crossing routes. Those are all things we haven't seen much of in Josh Heupel's first 4 seasons as head coach. That fascinates me, honestly, when I hear that, because again, we keep thinking about kind of the fireworks show we had in 2022 versus last season, which we kind of muddled through and won games in a different fashion. I'd love to see some of these things, just getting through, some new wrinkles, some new, designed plays, all that stuff.
For as much positive momentum as this football program's had over the last few years, I do think people have been saying like, hey, where's some of those plays that we had in 21 and 22, and just kind of, not that it hasn't been, it hasn't exactly been working in the sense of those first 2 years, but you've seen guys open that you maybe haven't been able to complete passes to, or you just feel like you kind of watch some of those highlights back and you go, man, where's some of the creativity and kind of the nuance to this offense. And I think they recognize that probably. And I think that college football playoff loss was a reminder of that one as well, just with what Ohio State was kind of doing to you and saying, hey, we got to level up here a little bit. We've elevated our program to this level to get to the playoff and in contention, but we clearly see that there's another level to that game that we've got to be able to surpass.
Yeah, so when I see that, just for the reasons you said, Sam, that excites me, man. I mean, it's what could be. Now, again, what could be versus what happens.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little water in front of that, so we got to see it. But the last thing I'll mention here before we hit a break is one of the points Shump made was, will Tennessee's defensive line overwhelm Syracuse's front? Now, we've talked about this. Obviously, we know about our defensive line. And what we've learned about Syracuse this week is they lost 4 of their 5 starters on the offensive line. Now, doesn't mean you can't rebuild, but boy, that does feel like some opportunity for our defense.
Yeah, I think this is a good opportunity for Rodney Garner and that wrecking crew to pick up right where they left off last year. Absolutely.
Tennessee by 50.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're going. Brett, you agree?
Not by 50, Bob. I'll just take a win. I don't know what my expectations are going into this one. I just get out there, play well, and get a W.
Yeah. I'm feeling good. I agree. I think we win. Who knows by how much, but man, just get out there and make a statement. That's what I care about. So we'll do some keys to the game tomorrow for sure, again, as we drill down on this, but we'll hit a timeout now. We'll get this guy's thoughts on Tennessee Syracuse for sure, but also talk about the rest of college football, things that are going on starting tonight, starting this afternoon, like Sam said, 5:30 in a real game too. Boise State in South Florida, 5:30. Cannot wait. Let's talk about it with Jack Foster of Omaha Productions and Rocky Top Insider. We'll get to that right after this. Stick around. It's under review on Fan Run Radio.
You're listening to Fan Run Radio, the sports humans.
Hello, is Tina there?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Vince from the hit reality show Wives Don't Tell. Tina applied for our show to confess that her husband won't go to the doctor to get his erectile dysfunction checked. She said she's ready for a guy that can bring the heat.
All right, what the hell is going on? You know you're talking to her husband right now? Tina!
Well, she wrote the application that her man's performance is questionable. She's basically married to a coffee table. She also said, we live within driving distance to Men's Pro Knoxville, but he's too scared to get a blood test.
Oh my, she is done. She is so done.
Gotcha, Mike. It's Nephew Tommy. Ain't no reality show. It's a prank. Men's Pro Knoxville is the real deal, fellas. Local experts, test results in minutes. Call 865-544-8220 or hit men'spro-knoxville.com before your lady books a new co-star. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court-martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
And the college football talk, not just Tennessee and Syracuse. We got games happening in mere hours. Mere hours. It's like, well, it starts at 5:30. Where are we? 10, like 7 hours. Feels good. Feels good. Let's talk about it. Let's get a little help, too, from a guy who knows college football, works on a show called Always College Football with Omaha Productions, friend of the show, also part of the Rocky Top Insider team. It's Jack Foster. Jack, thank you for hopping on. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Bob. How are you guys?
We're good. We are doing good. It's, like I said, very excited just to get to it, man. The talking season is just about over. We'll actually be able to.
We made it.
Yeah, we can actually just talk about games and what happened and what happens in the next game and everything else. It's a good time to be alive because now if you factor in basketball and then also if you're, for the Vols in particular, baseball, it's like you're free and clear for about 9 months now. It's there's a lot. So appreciate you hopping on. Let's start for a few minutes before we widen our lens. Let's talk a little bit about Tennessee Syracuse because we haven't had a chance to talk to you about it. We were just talking about it in the segment prior, and we were saying that, I don't know, we did some digging on Syracuse this week. We talked to somebody who covers the Orange and then based on some of the things we're hearing, we heard from Josh Heupel yesterday and dare I say it, he sounded like positive and confident, not that he's ever unconfident, but he's so dry usually. But that gives me some optimism. There's a lot of unknowns, right? We don't know what we're going to see, but still, I'm feeling pretty good about at least this game and making a statement and getting a good start. Where do you net out on this one?
Yeah, I think this is obviously a very winnable game for Tennessee, and a lot of things would have to go horribly wrong for the Vols to lose this game. I do not think Syracuse will be the same team they were a year ago. I think they are worse. We'll see what their quarterback looks like. Obviously, Steve Angeli wins the preseason job, and some people are high on him. He had, I guess, that a couple of flashes in Notre Dame, a preseason game he looked electric in, and he had some regular season moments as well. But for the most part, this Syracuse team lacks a lot of talent, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think if Syracuse wins this, it's because Tennessee's offense is an unmitigated disaster and it's low scoring. I just don't see Syracuse really putting up a lot of points on Tennessee's defense. So it could get ugly, and Tennessee's offense is just atrocious for some reason. And Syracuse win, I guess, 20-14 or 17-14, something insane like that. But I think that is obviously would be a major shock. So I feel pretty comfortable about this one. Maybe I'm, even not maybe I'm not on the side enough that Tennessee could just blow out Syracuse. I'm starting to think maybe I should think that Tennessee's going to win by more points. But I feel pretty good about this one to get a week 1 win for the Vols in a neutral site that'll obviously be heavy Tennessee orange in the crowd. And in Atlanta there, I think Tennessee will handle business pretty easily.
Jack, who's a player on Tennessee's roster, maybe like outside of the Joey Aguilar performance that we're all going to, break down and nitpick, but who's a player on this roster that coming out of Saturday and sitting here on Monday that you think we're going to be talking about who had a really impressive game?
Yeah, I think it'll be someone along the defensive line. I'm probably most intrigued to see what that unit looks like, really the two deep on the interior behind Moy and Eason, because, you have the David Hobbs injury. So can anybody step up beyond those guys at defensive tackle, and who are they really? Who gets the first crack at that? Obviously, Josh Joseph is a name to watch on the edge. You got some experienced guys, also got some new guys that are going to be getting more playing time this year, like a Jordan Ross. How much does that happen, TBD? So I'm looking along the defensive line here closely in this game to see what the pecking order is and, which one can have a good game, because I feel like a lot will see the field at the Rodney Gardner way. So I feel like it'll be one of those guys we're talking about along the defensive side of the ball. It could be a guy in the secondary, linebacker, you kind of know what you have, but I feel like D-line is the biggest unknown, and not in a negative way, just in a curious way.
We're talking with Jack Foster with Omaha Productions. Let's widen the lens, like I said, and talk a little college football, because not only is it opening night tonight, it's actually technically opening day, because we've got a pretty big game right off the bat at 5:30. ESPN doing some strategic scheduling so that they can just run wall-to-wall college football on the main four-letter feed tonight. Boise State against South Florida and Alex Golish. This one I think is really interesting too, because I'll add a little wagering wrinkle in there too. They've got, Boise is a 5.5 point favorite. This is a long trip, man. And with South Florida, you just never know what Golish could be throwing at you. How do you feel about this one as the kind of the kickoff for today?
Yeah, that's a stinky line, right? It is. It's like you look at it just on the surface, and it's like Boise State, former playoff team. South Florida, maybe they're a little feisty, but 5.5, come on. But like you said, cross country trip. This is a gotcha game for sure. That 5:30 kick, and I don't know a ton about South Florida, and obviously I know Boise returns their quarterback. Of course, lose Genty, everyone knows that. So we'll see what they look like. Return your coach, so there's continuity there. You'd expect Boise to be among the better G5 teams this year, but this game is by no means a gimme, and South Florida is a program that has had, some ups and downs with Golish, but has largely been a competitive unit. Not a horse or anything in the G5, but someone that can compete for sure. And I think this could definitely be an upset spot in week 1 for Boise State. The line tells me a lot, and I'll have a close eye on that game tonight. But as you mentioned, it's a packed slate going all the way to the end here tonight.
I want to talk about kind of Friday's marquee matchup with Auburn and Baylor. A lot of offseason controversy with the Auburn Tigers and what Hugh Freeze is kind of doing down there. You've got kind of a difficult road home for them, and he's on that hot seat. How, I guess when it comes to kind of the grand scheme of the entire season for Auburn, is it almost critical that they get off to a 1-0 start and kind of get some positive momentum getting a road win against Baylor?
Yeah, I think it is. And, the SEC's tough. And we've gone through this a bunch where there's so many SEC teams this year that people are saying, oh, they could finish 10-2. That, the 9 wins are definitely on the schedule. Well, not everyone can win 9 games or even 8 games. And Auburn's been in that glut. And Tennessee has 2, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Florida. And if Auburn's going to be one of those breakout teams this year, you can't lose to Baylor week 1. And look, Baylor's a solid program. They have a really good quarterback. They have a solid team, and they showed some real flashes last year. But this is a game Auburn has to win if they are going to be a contender in the SEC. And I don't think they will be. I actually think Baylor wins this game. But, you're right that this is a game Auburn has to win. And I'll see a lot of pundits throughout the preseason talking up Auburn, saying this is the year Auburn can make some noise. Well, then fast forward to week 1, and I see people picking Baylor left and right. So I'm like, well, which is it? I feel like if Auburn's going to be this team, you wouldn't have Auburn losing to Baylor week 1. I get the theory as to why, but also I never really got the hype around Auburn. I just don't particularly see it. So, yeah, I got the Bears on Friday night, and also rewinding a bit since we kind of moved on, I do think Cincinnati beats Nebraska.
They're playing that one in Arrowhead. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Nebraska's going to have to show me something, man, before the resurrection is confirmed. They still seem to get a lot of love, and look, I think Matt Rule's a good coach. I just think that I still haven't seen enough from them.
Is that seat hotter than we think it is, Jack?
What'd you say?
Is that seat hotter than we think it is with him?
Oh, I wouldn't say so. Nah, not yet.
Okay.
I mean, if they're a disaster this year, maybe. I just have a hard time seeing them be a disaster. I think they'll be 6-6, 7-5 again, and then next year we'll be talking about it. But yeah, it feels like so many people have just blindly bought into the year 3 rule theory of, hey, at Temple and at Baylor, year 3 was the year he was great, so automatically at year 3 Nebraska, it's going to work. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Another good Friday night game besides the one that you guys were just talking about is also what? Georgia Tech, Colorado, correct?
Yeah. VFL, Caden Salter leading the Bucs.
Yes. And it feels like Georgia Tech's getting quite a bit of love. I mean, they surprised, they surprised some last year too. And we all like Haynes King, but I think this is going to be a real interesting test for Colorado just because, Coach Prime has lost some serious talent from last year, namely, Travis Hunter and his son at quarterback in Shador. Guess I got to mention Shiloh too, right? But you got any interest in that one and what you think may happen with that?
Yeah, I got some interest in it. I don't know a ton about Colorado, so that'd be the side I'm looking at closely. I like Georgia Tech. I think they're a very fun team. I feel like most of everyone who watches college football can find themselves liking Georgia Tech just because of how Haynes King plays, the way they took Georgia down to the wire. Like, Georgia Tech's a lot of fun, upsetting Florida State last year. They've had these moments. So I feel like Georgia Tech's probably the better team, but, it's only 4.5 point line. I found that a little bit surprising, of course, on the road. And Dion will have those boys ready to play, I assume. So, I think this will probably be a close game. I'd still lean Georgia Tech. I just think they're better. But, I'm actually – it's tough. I'm pretty interested in this game. I might be more interested in this game than the Auburn game just because of the unknown of Colorado and Dion and everything going into that. But both games will be very entertaining, I anticipate.
Before we talk about the Saturday marquee matchups, I want to get your thoughts on a sneaky game in the SEC. Toledo and Kentucky. Wildcats just a 9.5 point favorite in that one. There has been a lot of buzz about Toledo being one of those group of 5 teams to kind of look out for in terms of playoff contention this year. And for some reason, Kentucky football has just been on my mind all off season, just thinking about how I think they're going to go winless in conference play, and even their home opener against Toledo doesn't even seem like a walk in the park.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for Kentucky, does it? It feels like they could definitely be the worst SEC team this year. And yeah, only 9.5 points against Kentucky in your home opener. Not a great look. And Toledo's been known to have been a giant killer before. They beat Miss State a couple years ago. So this is not a gimme for Kentucky, I don't think. And I just think they're a terrible team. So if Toledo's playing up stuff and they bring it, they can definitely win this game. And it's not like Kroger's got some daunting home field advantage. I mean, it's not like Toledo fans are going to take over anything, obviously, but it's not like you're going into one of the most feared environments in the SEC by any stretch. So, this could be an upset spot. I think it'll be a close game. Ultimately, I'd pick Kentucky to win, of course, but I may take Toledo to cover here.
Ye have little faith in Zach Calzada.
Little, not even, actually
No,
zero, less than little.
Jack Foster, Omaha Productions. So Sam referred to it. So this weekend we have, you want to talk about college football playoff vibes right off the bat. We've got 6 of the top 10 teams playing against each other. Obviously, Ohio State, Texas, Clemson, LSU, Notre Dame, Miami. Do you feel that is there a team in that bunch that if they come out of this with a loss, that this does significant damage to their path already right out of the gate to a college football playoff berth?
Yeah, it's I think the 2 ACC teams it would harm the least because they have everything in front of them, and Notre Dame mostly as well. I think you'd have to look to LSU as the team that has the most to lose. Texas and Ohio State, whoever loses that game, they're not really going to be, it's nobody's going to point to them and be like, wow, you are not who we thought you were. They could be the best two teams in the nation this year. But LSU, if Brian Kelly loses a fourth straight opener, and I know Clemson's favored and they have all this talent this year, and people have them winning the Natty, so it's a respectable loss in a way, but also it's just another season opening loss. And this is the year that LSU has had circled with Nussmeier being older and all this talent accumulation for 2025. Like, this is the year you're supposed to win. And I just have this view of Clemson that being a little overrated. Like, I think Cade Klubnik is fine, but just because he played great against Texas doesn't mean he's a quarterback that I think can win a national or can carry a team to a national championship. He didn't play great against South Carolina, and that was the last week of the regular season. Like, how soon we forget. So I still have this view of Clemson as not a true, just dominant team in the college football landscape. I would not have them as a top 5 team. So if LSU loses this game, I feel like that is the one team of these 6 to where you're like, man, I just don't know if LSU is ever going to have it, because lose another opener to an ACC school. I know it's Clemson, but that's just my view of things. I still don't view Clemson as a team that can hang with the elite of the elite, if that makes sense.
I know you're hanging out with McElroy a lot over there, Jack. Give me your thoughts on this Alabama football team this year, and if you think Ty Simpson's the right guy to kind of drive the car for them. I don't think he has to go and do a whole lot for them. I think he's got a lot of good pieces around him, and that defense is going to be really solid. But are you a believer in him kind of taking them to the next level?
I don't know if you have to believe in him. You can just believe in what's surrounding him, and this defense being better than it was a year ago. Mm-hmm. Ryan Williams being an absolute freak, the run game being strong, O-line being great. Like, Alabama's loaded. They have a lot working for them, and I don't think Ty Simpson has to carry this team to what they want to achieve. He just has to be solid. And I feel like he can. He's been in the program long enough. I know he's gone through, it's a different system now. But look, Ryan Grubb's there. DeBoer and Grubb were amazing when together, and it didn't work out last year. Now he's there. So I like Alabama this year. I'm not saying it's because of Ty Simpson. I'm saying it's because of everything else. But little funny personal note, Ty Simpson, look, guys, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, northwest Tennessee, a town called Paris. Ty Simpson went to high school at Westview, which is 20 minutes from where I grew up, in a town called Martin, Tennessee. It has UT Martin. But still, very small area of the country in Tennessee. So the fact he's like starting at Alabama is crazy for the area I grew up in. Like, that never happens. No athletes from this area ever make it to that kind of level. So it is kind of cool that a guy who, is from basically where I'm from is starting at Alabama. Like, that's the first time this has happened in my life where anybody in my area I grew up in has made it this far. So that is kind of cool on a personal level.
One more for you, and this is in regards to the final game of the college football weekend, the first weekend, Labor Day. North Carolina against TCU, all the chatter about Bill Belichick, Chapel Bill, everything else. Jordan's getting her TV show after all. Looks like they're going to do the docuseries on North Carolina football. But my question for you is, what do you think success looks like for a first season with North Carolina and Bill Belichick? Is the floor pretty low on this? Is it like 7-5, or, do you think it's got to be better?
No, I think as long as you go above 500, that'll be all right. I don't think people have a lofty expectations for this group. But the talk and the narratives could get pretty ugly if things go really south. So I think as long as you're 7-5, like you said, even 6-6 is not the worst thing in the world. But 500 or above, I think that the heat will be off. The attention won't be too negative for UNC. The bigger thing is probably just the off the field stuff. Like, if we can just mitigate that noise, then it'll be kosher for old Bill Belichick there in Chapel Hill.
Definitely. Hey, listen, buddy, as always, appreciate you spending some time with us. I know it's getting busy for you with college football ramping up and all the other things you do. with Omaha. Let the listener know where they can check out some of the stuff you're working on.
Yeah, the 30 Omaha Productions podcast this football season, Locked and Loaded, Mina Kimes show featuring Lenny for the NFL, SB Pod College and NFL recaps weekly, and of course always college football, Greg McElroy, 4 times a week now, discussing all things college football. So appreciate it, guys.
So that slacker Van Pelt's back to work now?
Yeah, he returned for the U.S. Open this week. Tuesday night was his first night back. You're 10. Can you believe it?
That's crazy. Wow. That's crazy. Listen, man, as always, appreciate you spending time with us. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great college football weekend. And we'll look forward to talking to you again somewhere down the road here.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you later, Jack. Sweet.
See you, Jack. That wraps up hour 1 of the show. When we return, got a fun little exercise to do here. We were scheduled to do it yesterday, but the conversation got so spirited about whether Josh Heupel can coach or not, Brett. We didn't get to do it, but it's worth doing today. And that is, The Athletic put out, we did this last year. We did it on our own last year. This year, The Athletic put something together where they took the Big Ten teams and the SEC teams for football, projected their finish in the conference, and then matched up, like whoever finished 4th in the Big Ten plays head-to-head, hypothetically, against whoever finished 4th in the SEC. Who would win? Who's the better conference? Well, we think we know. Let's talk about it. We'll get our picks. We'll see what The Athletic did. Be a fun conversation. We'll do that on the other side. Stick around. It's Under Review on Fan Run Radio.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Whether you are buying or selling a home, or even looking for some land to build on and start a family, be sure to give Reed Emerson with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Heritage Group a shout. He is a longtime listener and supporter of Fan Run and has been serving the Mid-State for many years. Reed prides himself on his hassle-free and honest approach, and that's because he's not just chasing another commission. He wants what is best for his clients. Give Reed Emerson a call or text him today to get the process started. His number is 931-492-0418, or you can find him online at bhgheritagegroup.com.
Hey, Pack Rat. Yeah, you. Are you moving cross-country and you just don't know who to call? Call us right now. Listen, you've probably seen one of our containers in your neighborhood, but did you know that we can help you move anywhere in the United States? It's real simple. We'll drop a container off at the location you tell us to bring it to. You pack up your valuable possessions at your leisure. They stay safe right in your home. And when you're ready, call us. We'll come and pick up the container and give you a scheduled date of when your furniture and the other possessions will be at your new home. So if you're moving across country or across town, be a Pack Rat. Join the Pack Rat family. Call Pack Rat right now for your free quote. See y'all later, Pack Rats.
Call 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298. That's 800-965-1298.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw Premium Vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Hour 2 of Under Review starts now.
White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios of Fox Sports Knoxville, Fan Run Radio. It's Under Review. You got Bob and Sam and Brett here on a Thursday talking football. Only 2 days and about 49 hours till football time in Tennessee. 6.5 hours until week 1 of college football officially kicks off. Only a week away from the NFL, too. My God, how great is this? Got a fantasy draft tonight. Sam, I don't feel ready for that at all.
I don't either. I haven't done a fantasy draft yet this year.
Yeah, I did one a week ago. That helps, but
to be honest with you, my brain is just all on college football, not really NFL all that much. Like around the league, it's more just trying not to be a lunatic about Cam Ward and then just the Vols.
Yeah, I know. The other thing, too, is there's really not much prep time if you think about it. If we wanted to, I mean, I'm kind of busy in the afternoon, and then we got these damn whatever challenges that we're going to do. I've never been in a draft where we don't know when we're picking until like it's going to be like 5 minutes before the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I do one of these like, mock auto drafts that you do.
I've never done one live, like where you don't have the computer, like where you kind of helps you speed things along and on the board. I've never done that type. So you got to keep up.
Got to have your board ready.
Yeah, you got to have your board ready more so than anything.
I'm trying to think, was anybody particularly slow last year?
Well, I mean, John was giving all of us a hard time about using like the Yahoo big boards and ESPN big boards and stuff like that. And then it took him a couple miracle trades to not just be the last team in the league. So
that is true. That is true. Because he started out like 0-5 or something.
William was taking a long time, but that was because we were drafting in the middle of his show.
That's right.
And then he had to leave. So we were like texting him temporarily, like, hey, what's your pick here? What's your pick here? Nope, he's off the board.
It is wild. You this will be the first time you've done it, right? With
the station, yeah. I've had to opt out of the other stuff. So I kind of know.
Yeah, well, you're probably smart. The way they've got it set up is it's on the wall.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Last year it was on a tabletop, and it was weird because you just had people swarming around it and looking at all the names, and it was very, very distracting. I'm just used to doing drafts a little different than it being like what do they call those? Like one of those dinners where you go from house to house and just walk around the table.
Progressive
dinner. That's it. But I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Also, quick note, if you are so inclined, Fan Run is sponsoring a watch party at Barley's, with the help of Barley's, obviously, for the Syracuse game. So if you're interested in checking out the game, you're going to be local, you just don't want to hang out at home, or if you're just going to go to a bar and spend some money at a bar, why not come to this bar and hang out with the Fan Run folks and some other like-minded Vol Nation crazies to watch the game? What do you got to lose? Barley's is great food, pizza, salads, burgers, chicken tenders, you name it, they've got it. They also have a wide array of beer and other adult beverages. TVs everywhere. I imagine there'll be at least one TV that's got Texas and Ohio State on, so you can kind of spot check that in between the Vols action. And then we'll be there. Get to hang out with people. Think about it. Probably starting about 11:30 on Saturday down at Barley's in the Old City. Get there early, I would say, just because parking can be kind of a hassle down there. That's the other thing. Just full disclosure. Get there so you're not chasing down parking and the game is starting and you're kind of freaking out. So, but hope to see you there Saturday. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria in the Old City. All right, let's talk about this fun little deal that I was talking about. We did it on this show last summer where we took the 16 teams from the SEC and took 16 teams from the Big Ten. Now, the Big Ten has 18 teams, so you have to exclude a couple. And arguably two of the worst teams in the conference are the ones we exclude, and that's Purdue and I believe Northwestern. So you take the teams based on their projected finish in the conference, each conference, and then you pair them up. And who do we think would win those matchups? Because this is, again, kind of a debate about who's got the better conference when it comes to football. We think we know the answer to that, but let's go through this between the SEC and the Big Ten. So again, there's 16 teams, Sam, for both. Purdue and Northwestern are excluded. And that makes sense. Let's start at the bottom and go up.
Okay.
The first matchup is Mississippi State versus Maryland.
Riveting.
And we'll give our picks, and then we can then tell you what The Athletic did, because they put this list together as well. Like I said, we did a homebrew of ours last year. Now we're getting copied by people. So, who do you like between Mississippi State and Maryland?
Give me that cowbell. I don't care.
I don't either. I would take, honestly, I'd take Mississippi State just because I feel like, they're just getting pounded this year in the preseason rankings and everything else. Maryland, you got Mike Locksley saying, I've lost the locker room, or I had lost it. We're not going to lose it again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's that easy.
Yeah.
So, I'm with Mississippi State. Brett, what do you think?
Yeah, Mississippi State.
All right. So let's keep track of that. We're all saying Mississippi State. The guys, there's two guys, Seth Emerson and Sean Docterman from The Athletic. Docterman says Mississippi State wins. Emerson says Maryland wins. He picks Maryland in a rout, 31-10.
Jeez.
All right. Kentucky versus Rutgers.
Good Lord.
Kentucky versus.
We started halfway up.
No, we got to get through the good stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, spoiler alert, our guys are in the bottom half of this.
Oh yeah.
I'll take Rutgers. I'll take them.
Taking Shiano.
To score I guess 2 touchdowns will probably win it.
I got Rutgers. I think Rutgers last year, if I recall, I don't have their record in front of me, but Rutgers was not, they weren't, don't get me wrong, they weren't great, but they were competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky's not competitive at all, in my opinion. Like we were saying with Jack Foster, they're pretty bad. I'm with Rutgers as well. Brett?
Yeah, Kentucky's awful. So I'm going Rutgers.
All right. So far, we're all aligned. We're all saying Mississippi State and Rutgers so far. The guys from The Athletic both picked Rutgers to win. So poor old Kentucky. It's already happening. The 14th placed teams that were projected. Arkansas versus Wisconsin. Man, how the mighty have fallen with Wisconsin, if that's the case.
Be an interesting matchup, honestly.
Yeah. No, I think so too. I would, honestly, I think I would take Arkansas, though. I like Talon Green, and I like Petrino. I think Arkansas can score some points. Maybe I don't know if they can stop anybody. But I'm going with Arkansas. Sam,
I'll take the Hogs. Sure. Wisconsin didn't really do it for me last year. They haven't exactly given me anything to have a whole lot of interest in them so far this year. Like you said, I like Talon Green. Fun guy to watch. I'll take the Hogs.
Brett?
Yeah, I'll call him with you.
This is where we No, don't do it. The two guys from The Athletic both picked Wisconsin. Seth Emerson was pretty funny. He wrote, insert the Spider-Man meme. Not only do both have the Bielema history, Sam even was on his staff. These are two teams that should be better than 14th in their conferences, but may not be just because of the schedules. So you can kind of see there's some Big Ten bias in here. Like I said, it's kind of surprising. All right, number 13, Missouri versus Michigan State. The Tigers versus Sparty.
I'll take Mizzou.
I got Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
I think Michigan State. Does Jonathan Smith start to get in trouble if they don't do something this year? I'm not saying he gets fired.
No.
I think they've got enough expectation that I could see, similar to what Foster was saying about Matt Rule. I would say for sure Smith would be on the hot seat next year if they stink up the joint again this year.
It's only his second year. I think you got to give those type of programs a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5-7, not that great.
The boys from The Athletic, they both picked Missouri. Eli Drinkwitz love affair happening here. Number 12, Vanderbilt versus Minnesota. Got row the boat against anchor down.
Give me that anchor.
I think so too.
Drown the boat.
God, I can't believe here we are. We're pulling. Well, we're not really pulling for them. We're just picking Vanderbilt. But I'm with you. I think Vanderbilt. You got gimmicky PJ Fleck against gimmicky Diego Pavia.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Pavia. He's the better gimmick.
Yeah, Pavia.
Was that you, Bob, talking about PJ Fleck, Butch Jones in a suit?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Russ's guy, right?
Yeah.
Or it was. I don't know if it still is.
I call him that, or a rich man's Butch Jones too. Meaning like I think he's a little better coach than Butch, but it's the same kind of vibe. It's cringy for me. All right. It's a split with The Athletic. They Dotterman says Minnesota wins. Emerson says Vandy wins. Number 11. God, if only this could happen. Tennessee versus UCLA. They also picked like random locations for these. Some of them are stupid. This one was like Pasadena, because who doesn't want to play in the Rose Bowl? The Vols have beaten the Bruins there twice before, and it's not like the nominal home team has great attendance anyway.
Bring Nico back to New England.
Oh God!
I'd kick his little.
Could you imagine?
Yes.
I think he would leave in
I think he'd hurt his shoulder or something in practice or something.
Yeah, I'm sure we can kind of blow through this. I'm taking Tennessee.
I'd hope.
Yeah.
I'd hope.
Yeah. Brett, no, he's on the phone. I know he'd take Tennessee. Dotterman says just what we were talking about. This one needs an early evening kickoff because the Vols fans deserve a chance to see the sun setting over the San Gabriel Mountains, which is true. But he also says Tennessee has a better overall roster, and all the motivation lies with Rocky Top.
This Emerson guy's a moron, thinking that we'd only beat them 19-10.
I know. They at least both picked us to win. I was waiting to just scroll down and see one of them pick UCLA. That's when I would have gone nuts. All right. Auburn versus Iowa. This is the 10th place game. This would actually be a pretty interesting game if it happened. And I'm going to tell you, man, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I like Iowa. I like the coach of Iowa better than the coach of Auburn at the moment, at least.
I wouldn't love watching it. They've got this game planned in Germany, so that means that they don't care about it.
Yeah.
You know, they just throw it to the wayside, throw it in Germany.
Yeah. The hypothetical location.
I'm kind of confused on the hypothetical locations now that I'm looking through a lot of these.
I know.
Yeah, I guess I'll take Iowa. I don't know. I'm taking Auburn, Bob. I'm taking Auburn. When your social media team has to post a video of you throwing the ball like 3 yards at a time.
Oh, Iowa and Auburn?
Yeah, Iowa and Auburn.
Oh, I think I'd take Iowa. Jackson Arnold's giving the ball to
They wish they
Iowa.
had Jackson Dart.
I took Iowa as well, Brett.
Yeah, I think that defense would eat them alive.
I just think Ferentz.
It'd be low scoring, no doubt about that.
Ferentz is a steady hand too. I mean, he just kind of gets things done. They're not sexy at all. They're awful to watch, but man, they
First team to like 13 probably wins that game.
Yeah, what Emerson had Iowa winning 16-10. That's probably a pretty fair score prediction.
Yeah.
They both have Iowa. Number 9, Texas A&M versus Washington. Yeah, again, another wild location, Salt Lake City.
What do they just throw at a map?
They're just,
and this is where they're gonna
throwing a pin.
Yeah, throwing a dart.
Yeah. Yeah, they said continuing the theme of teams meeting in Big 12 territory because it's slightly the midpoint. And then he wrote, also the Big 10 and SEC officials could do scouting for the next round of realignment.
Like if you look through the locations of all these other games around the conference, they're crazy.
Yeah, Vanderbilt, Minnesota is in Chicago. That was like
Where did they have the Tennessee one?
We're playing Ole Miss and USC on the LAX tarmac.
Oh, that's just
I didn't see that.
Okay,
That's awesome.
that's funny.
South Carolina and Michigan? Sure. Baltimore. Why not?
Yeah. I guess when I saw it, now I'm piecing it together. They said Chicago Navy Pier for row the boat and anchor down. I'm guessing that's why
That makes sense. They're putting too much time into
being
these.
Cute. They're being cute.
They're ready for football to get here.
No kidding. Texas A&M and Washington, the number 9 seeds.
That'd be a good matchup.
Yes. I think this one would all depend if they were really playing on each other's home field.
That does feel like March Madness for football or something.
Yeah.
8-9 matchup.
Now, and you heard Jake Crane say it yesterday, and I don't disagree. Washington, I think, is going to be kind of a sneaky, pretty good team. Yeah. But I think I'd like Texas A&M in this one myself. Yeah. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I'd take A&M. They were returning a lot this year.
Yeah, A&M.
Those guys both picked Washington. I'm telling you, man, there's like Big Ten bias here. Don't like it.
We need to look these guys up.
Because they both, at the end, they had a 9-7 edge, I think, for the Big Ten in the 16 games. So
I don't know what we're at right now.
Because of nonsense like this. Oklahoma, Nebraska. Now, this would be awesome. Oof. This would be awesome. Rematch of these two kind of former blue bloods. Oklahoma's still on the fringe of that. Nebraska is nowhere near it. They're trying to get back to it. Playing in Kansas City, that feels like, okay, that makes some sense. Put it like in some sort of neutral site that's not too far away for either place. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma and Nebraska, I think I'd take Oklahoma, though.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma will win this couple scores. Mateer and those guys.
Sam, what do you got?
Give me the Sooners.
Yeah.
Give me the Sooners.
John Mateer over that
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes wannabe. Let's do it. All right.
The Chiefs need to draft him.
It's just crazy playing an Arrowhead this weekend.
Might
as well have Andy Reid coach.
The boys from the Athletic, they both picked Oklahoma. So there you go. All right, let's do maybe 2 more, and then we'll take a break, and we'll finish with like the final 5 or 6 later in the hour. Ole Miss against USC, like Sam said earlier, playing on the LAX tarmac. They can they can build a field, and Lane Kiffin will embrace the storyline. I am all about Ole Miss in this one if they were playing each other. I think it takes a lot for me to say that, to say I'd be, leaning towards a Lane Kiffin team. But if he ever had a chance to play against USC, he would try to score 70 points if he could.
What about the PTSD though on the tarmac?
Yeah, well,
does it all hit him and he just loses the game plan or something like that?
Maybe.
I'll probably take Ole Miss too.
I'd take Ole Miss.
If it was constituted as a big game, that might get in his head a little. I'd still take Ole Miss. So with the guys from the Athletic, they're both taking Ole Miss. All right, we've got our final 6, and we will get to that later in the hour. We're going to take a break right now. When we return, we're going to spend a little time with guy who is new to the Rocky Top Insider team. He's only been there for a short period of time, but he's already making an impact covering the Vols. We enjoy having him on the show. Ryan Sylvia will join us. He's also lost 2 in a row in pickleball to Schumpert, so might have to reconcile that with him too. We'll get to it with Sylvia when we return. Stick around. It's Under Review on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans, this is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
This is Coach Josh Heupel. In football and life, you need a solid defense to protect what matters most. That's where Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee comes in. Score peace of mind with Farm Bureau Insurance, the official insurance of the Vols. They're your line of defense. FBITN.com.
This is Baseball VFL Cody Brown. Farm Bureau Insurance is the official insurance of the Tennessee Vols. I'm here to be that line of defense for all your insurance needs. Give me a call at 865-992-3871 and go Vols.
The Tennessee Volunteers kick off the 2025 season against Syracuse on Saturday, and the Fan Run Radio crew will be watching the game at Barley's in the Old City. You should watch it there with us, too. Kickoff is at noon, and we'll be there before that getting fired up for the season opener. Food, drinks, football, and fun. We hope to see you there.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Review carries on here on a Thursday. Bob Baskerville here with Sam Beard. Let's talk a little more Tennessee football as we close in. We are closer and closer, right about 48 hours from game time for the Vols in Syracuse. Let's get some additional perspective from another voice. Does a great job over at Rocky Top Insider. It's Ryan Sylvia. Ryan, how you doing, man? Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, I'm doing good. 48 hours. That's exciting. I didn't really put that, obviously I knew it was 2 days from now, but 48 hours just feels closer than saying it's in 2 days. So that gets me excited. We got some football on the TV tonight, some good football on the TV tomorrow night. So it's the best time of the year.
Before we get to this, I got to say, I was here the other day and we were doing the shift change with the Chase, and Ryan Schumpert was coming in to do, I think it was on Tuesday, he was doing the show with Chase Thomas, and he made it a point when I said, "Hey, Shump, what's up?" He goes, "Oh, not much. How are you?" I go, "Good." And then he immediately fires into, "Hey, I beat Sylvia in pickleball again."
I'm guaranteeing a win over Ryan Shumper
Wow.
next time we get the pickleball courts. I just shake off the rust. It's been like a year since we were out there, besides last time we played. And let it be known too, the first time he beat me, non-regulation size pickleball court. So let that be known.
Ooh.
Some rules were maybe not adhered to. Second time, I'll give him the win. But by the end, I was feeling a lot better about my game, and I'm fully Diego Pavia. We're running the state of Tennessee. I'm running the pickleball courts of Knoxville against Ryan Shumpert. I guarantee it.
Well, Jeremiah Smith right there. I'm not losing to Michigan again.
Yeah, exactly. It's a guaranteed win. Guaranteed.
I love it. And I think I mentioned to Shump, I'm going to say the same to you. We think it'd be a good follow if you guys started doing the Ryan Olympics, basically, where you guys, because I know you guys have done golf, you've done pickleball, maybe arm wrestle. Let's just start mixing it up. Get crazy.
Get on the back. I know people say he's got a nice jump shot. I beat him a few times in some random games of horse and things like that, but he's got a nice jump shot too. So we can get some basketball going, maybe get some live at bats going. I like that idea. Just go throughout all the sports. And I don't hate I think it would be competitive, but I don't hate my odds there.
I like it. Hey, appreciate you hopping on. Like I said, let's talk a little bit about this game. We've gone back and forth on this. We did a little recon work a couple days ago, talking with someone from Syracuse who covers the team for 24/7 up there. And oddly enough, a lot of times I do these conversations with these guys, and we come away with, they got some talent, got to keep an eye on them. This one, speaking for myself, I came away with, I think we're going to be just fine. I mean, we knew that it's a rebuilding process for Syracuse, but I felt like the guy we had, who does a nice job, and he was a good interview, other than maybe a receiver or two that he could talk about. And, they got some freshmen, et cetera. It just feels like there is a decided disparity between the talent level we have and what they have. Am I getting too sheepy here? How are you feeling about this?
No, that's kind of the same boat I'm in. I talked to one of their sideline reporters for their radio call to do a preview on RTI, and it was kind of the same way, where it's like, man, the more you hear him talk about the inexperience at cornerback, which Tennessee is gonna kind of lick their chops at to try to take advantage at, and then I think he said the number was at 11 all ACC players last year, and 10 of them are gone, and the only one that returns is their punter. So it's like, man, that does not sound like it bodes well for Syracuse in this game. And the way I look at it is, you kind of go down the list, and it's like, I don't know a position group that they would feel like they have the edge at. I guess maybe punter, but Jackson Ross isn't a slouch, so maybe he can give their all ACC punter a run for his money as well. So that's kind of the avenue I look at it from is, and I don't know if there's a single spot on the field that Syracuse has an advantage at, and because of that, even if it's a little bit of growing pains on the offense, even if there are some miscues and things like that, it's just really hard for me right now to see Syracuse having enough offensive success to make this that close of a game. I have Tennessee probably barely cover 14-17, that range of a win, but feel pretty comfortable.
Ryan, after all of the offseason nitpicking and breaking down of the roster and position groups and stuff like that, give me a prediction for kind of Monday's show and getting on here and saying, man, why were we so worried about these guys? They looked great on Saturday.
I think we'll be talking a lot about how, the offensive line maybe exceeded some expectations. I'm not saying they're going to go out and look like the best offensive line in the country, but I think with all the questions there, you're replacing 4 starters, and the one guy that returns didn't have a great year last year. Well, now Lance Hurt's healthy, and I expect him to be a pretty serviceable, if not good, SEC left tackle. And then the interior, I think you have to like a lot as well. We'll see exactly who's playing on the interior. I think I still lean Sam Pendleton right now to be that starting center. Wendell Moy should be one of the starting guards, and then we'll have to see what they do at the other guard spot. But even David Sanders Jr. as a true freshman, who's still a little bit undersized, I expect him to be able to hold his own and maybe a little bit more against Syracuse. So I think that'll kind of be one of the discussion points is, all right, if you're a little anxious about the offensive line, which I think is valid, and maybe we're talking about the exact opposite about how they gave up too much pressure against the Syracuse defensive line. But my gut right now says that they'll do fine against Syracuse, and maybe it'll relieve a little bit of that anxiety as this season starts to unfold.
Talking with Ryan Sylvia with Rocky Top Insider, were you able to? It's been kind of sketchy for us. We had a lot going on here at the station yesterday, so we were a little preoccupied with that. But we definitely heard from Josh Heupel, right? He did a bit of a teleconference yesterday. Did you get it? Did you catch any of that?
I caught the transcript on the back end from Ryan Shumpert, but I wasn't able to listen live. There was a lot of kind of, I guess, what you expect from those teleconferences where it's a lot of out-of-town media asking overarching questions. So it didn't feel like there was anything kind of, I guess, remarkably news-breaking that we didn't already know from that. I guess the most important news, I guess, that I don't think many people in Knoxville were worried about is he said Miles Kitselman's 100% healthy, which I don't think, like I said, many of us were worried about that, but I guess that's a nice confirmation on it.
Right, kind of looking at your season previews that everyone did over at RTI, you've got them going 9-3. Georgia, kind of the only game that you have penciled in is a loss. I'm going to guess that, your other two losses are going to be just kind of your rivalry games with Alabama and Florida, but maybe break that one down for us if it is kind of an upset in the middle and maybe knocking off one of the rivals.
Well, I put my foot down this offseason, and I'm not buying the Alabama stock,
okay,
and I'm rolling with Tennessee in that game. It puts you in a weird spot, though, because then it's like, well, I don't think this team's going 10-2 and making the playoffs again. So now I got to find two other losses. So I do have Tennessee beating Alabama, and like I said, that's more so me saying I'm not buying Ty Simpson, I'm not buying the Alabama hype this year, rather than me saying Tennessee is going to be this world beater type of team. Georgia feels like it'll be too much for Tennessee in terms of the talent gap, I guess, to make up with quarterback play that'll still be a little sketchy at that point in the year with not much under his belt still at that point. The other two losses right now are Florida and Oklahoma, but to me, it's like those are two winnable games. It's especially the Oklahoma game. God knows what that team's going to look like. They could be really good, and John Mateer could be awesome, or I could see them coming into town and they are just limping into Knoxville. And Tennessee has played so unbelievably well under Josh Heupel inside Neyland Stadium that it feels like you almost have to mark every home game outside of the Georgia games as a win. So that on one hand, and then the Florida game, it's kind of the same boat. Maybe Florida's pretty good this year. Maybe the talent around DJ Lagway shows up and he's able to survive in the pocket and deliver some passes, or maybe he's literally limping into that game as well because he's kind of running for his life back there and he's not getting much help. Because I think we all agree DJ Lagway is at least a good quarterback. We'll see how good if he's great this year, I think is more so the question. I'm just curious about what's around him and if Billy Napier can get out of his own way to some regard as well. So those two games, I'm not saying I'm 100% confident Tennessee's going to lose them. They're the ones right now that I have, very lightly penciled in with an eraser on standby. But that's what I'm rolling with right now is 9-3 with losses to Florida, Oklahoma, and Georgia. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they won those back two games, and I wouldn't be surprised if they lost a random one on the road to Mississippi State or something like that. They always seem to lose when they shouldn't. But those are the three I'm rocking with right now.
Just sitting here thinking about how you're prognosticating your season. How much of a part in your projections and your picks does your little game you do with College Football 26 play into this? We saw you did it with Syracuse again, and looks good. Tennessee winning 53-25, but this is a fun little wrinkle. But is that influencing some of your picks?
No, not at all. They're fun. I like doing the exercise of looking and seeing what the game thinks, but man, they are doing the season predictions or the season simulations too. They are very high on Tennessee's offense. They have Aguilar throwing for like 5,000 yards and 70 touch. It's like, all right. I mean, I guess Tennessee fans would back to 2022 a little bit more than the last few years. In reality, I think it'll be a lot more low scoring games, and you fall back on the defense and run the ball a lot like last year. I think that's Tennessee's path to winning as much games as possible. So no, I don't, I don't put too much credence into those, but it is fun to look at a stat sheet, although it is not a real stat sheet, and go, okay, Mike Matthews, touchdown, nice, good for him, even though obviously it is not real.
Yeah, I remember the preseason, the simulations you did then with the whole season, but this one, it is odd, 53 points, but it was a little more true to form, maybe, because it had Joey throwing for 249 yards and a lot of touchdowns on the ground, and I was like, that's kind of interesting. It's almost like they kind of course corrected a little, and because I was expecting to scroll down and see Joey based on those season projections or simulations. I was expecting, like Joey to throw for 500 yards or something in that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We could only be so lucky if we're taking Syracuse down that much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you have to, there was a Colton Hood pick six in it. There's a safety. So yeah, it does a little high on the defense too, I guess, but I think you would obviously take that score if it was reality, that margin of victory, but maybe that asks some questions about what the defense looks like if they're giving up 20 plus to the Syracuse team.
Nothing confirmed, Ryan, but there has been some decent amount of buzz or surrounding Tristan Keys this morning. Is there anything that you've kind of heard on that front that would be positive news for Tennessee fans?
I mean, it feels like Tennessee's certainly in a really good spot for it. We'll see what exactly transpires and how quickly that transpires if it does, but it certainly feels like Tennessee is in a really good spot. It's one of those situations too. Hezekiah Harris, the Auburn commit, quote unquote, kind of similar situation where it's like, yeah, they're committed, but they're not really locked into their schools right now. So I think Tennessee feels really good about Harris, which he has a scheduled announcement for the Monday after this weekend where he'll, I guess, commit, although he's already committed with Auburn still in the mix, and Tennessee should feel really good about that one. And then Tristan Keys, while he doesn't have a locked-in date, we'll see how far this gets stringed along. It certainly feels like Tennessee's put themselves in a really good spot. If it's not Tennessee, it certainly feels like it's LSU that'll be holding on to him. And it's just kind of narrowed down to this two-man race is kind of what your gut says. And I don't think Tennessee's out of this at all. And I'm curious to see if there's anything in the near future, I guess, that transpires sooner than later.
I'm going to jump off football for just a second. I think you're going to be covering Kim Caldwell's media availability later today. Are you hearing anything in the background? Because I know you've been in your previous gig, you were covering the Lady Vols basketball team pretty extensively. The whole situation with Ruby Whitehorn, obviously suspended indefinitely, doesn't sound to me like it's shaping up to have a happy ending. Particularly, I mean, if she gets found guilty, it feels like we won't see her again. I mean, how are you feeling about this at this point?
I guess we'll get an update, like an official update out of Kim Caldwell today on where she stands with it. We'll see how, I guess, black and white it is in terms of what the verdict is, or if it is some gray area in the middle. But she's got that court date coming up pretty soon. So I think it's September 5th, I want to say. It's early September at the very least. So we'll find out what that says, and we'll find out a little bit more from Kim today. But it's not a great situation for anyone involved, obviously. And from just a basketball perspective, Ruby Whitehorn's a really good player. She was one of the best offensive pieces on the team last year. You lose some guards that carried a bit of the offensive load, and they would have certainly loved to have her this year be a big piece. And it's kind of up in the air right now. I don't want to officially say either way, I guess, if give a prediction on if she's on the team, but maybe Kim will give a little bit more insight into that today so we can kind of get the depth chart and the rosters, the rotations a little bit better look at it, because it's I don't think you can rule out either option. I don't think you can rule out her being on the team. I don't think you can rule out Tennessee kind of being forced to move on from her as well.
Ryan, as always, man, appreciate you hopping on, spending time with us, giving us your perspective on stuff. So you are part of the whole trio's heading down to Atlanta this weekend?
Yeah, we'll caravan down. I think Shumpert said that whole drive this time. So, wish us luck. I don't think I've driven with Rick. I don't think I've driven with Shumpert. So I guess I'll find out if he's going to have our lives at risk or not, but we're all three going.
You never know. Don't start talking about that. He's wronged you in pickleball or something that might get him spun up. So, and then also, so you guys will be covering it from top to bottom with Rocky Top Insider, but also you're, I think you and Butler are going to be doing some TV work for WATE, right?
Yeah, but we'll be on WAT, the ABC affiliate here in Knoxville before the game, doing a quick preview with the team over there. So I'm looking forward to that. We did a little season preview show a couple weeks ago with them, and that was a lot of fun. So we'll, look out for us. If you turn on ABC to get ready for the game, you're watching from home a couple hours in advance, you might see the ugly mugs of me and Rick Butler on TV as well.
Yeah. Thanks for the warning. No, listen, hey, again, appreciate you hopping on. Follow this guy at Ryan T. Sylvia over on X, and then also again at Rocky Top Insider. You guys have a safe trip down to Atlanta and a good weekend. Let's bring home a win, and we'll look forward to talking to you again down the line.
Sounds good. Appreciate you guys having me on.
See you, Ron. Have a good weekend.
Wow, Shumpert's getting some strays about his driving, and
they're coming at the Pickleball King.
Pickleball King. Oh man,
I'm surprised Shumpert isn't kind of throwing it back on Sylvia, like, hey, new blood to the program. You're hauling us down there.
Yeah, no kidding,
freshman
right?
hazing type of thing.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Heard, by the way, from Skeet in the 423 on the text box. This is about the announcement of what we're doing programming wise, and he said the news was out of the blue yesterday. Excited for the changes at the radio station more than the apparel at the university. Then he said,
there we go.
Yeah, I like it. Then he said, Bob, please invest in a stun gun for when Bear is whining in the afternoons. Maybe electroshock therapy will help him. I don't know if there's any help for that dude.
Tough now with the glass that we've got up. You're kind of
I know.
You don't have a lane to Bear.
Got to wire that
Yeah,
chair.
maybe. Yeah,
to do
you
something.
put a little buzzer under his chair and you can just shock him like a dog, kind of.
You were sitting back there with him yesterday on the drive when
Yeah.
we were announcing all this, and well, you were there for the whole show. I mean, does that bring you down at all? Just
sitting with Bear or being back there?
Sitting with Bear.
No, me and Bear get along. Luckily,
I'm just
you
learning.
never want to get on Bear's bad side because it's hard to get out of the doghouse with him. But Bear and I have a nice working relationship together.
You're one of the
He got
few.
me lunch yesterday. Appreciate that, Bear.
And he invited me along to lunch. That was it was very cordial.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, is this Bear we're talking to? And we had a nice lunch. We sat there and talked. And
you think it was his stunt double?
Yeah, exactly.
Was he just telling you how it's going to go on the show, though? Was it like just a demanding, like, hey, this is how it's going to go, Bob?
He's buttering Bob up with hey,
you
let's
want
go
that?
out for lunch.
There's no free refills here, buddy.
Yeah, surprisingly, no. That didn't come up. But, he did make a comment yesterday that, he gave me some props saying, you're a ball buster. I know it. He goes, you just got to be ready to get yours busted. And I was like, yeah, noted, man. I got you.
I'll be ready. I'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, you're not.
If we ever do 3v3 basketball, though, it's over now for my team.
Well,
I'm losing all my size.
That's a good point.
Me and Chase, come on. I don't even know if Chase can dribble.
No, maybe not. And he wears hiking boots all the time. How can you play ball?
That's a good point.
We'll be good on the trails and stuff.
Yeah,
man,
exactly.
Between the lines, I don't know.
You guys do some of those Spartan games or something. You
No.
might be okay, but
no.
I'm still pained by that. For Bubba wearing the jersey reminded me that first basketball game we had them. The drive we had them.
If there's ever one you want to win, it's that one.
And remember that we made that run in the second half where we scored like 10 unanswered.
You did, Bob.
Yeah, it was all Bob. Think about like what football coaches think. If we're like, man, that one 3v3 game that got away for us that had absolutely no significance. Imagine just losing a heartbreaker to some team that's the difference between you getting into the playoff or something. You're just sitting up at night every single day.
That's right.
God.
It weighs heavily on me too, because, and I appreciate it. I did score a lot in that game, but I had 2 game winners that I missed. One was a tip in, and it rolled out. And then I had a nice look at a 3 that rolled out too. And we lost. And then they act like they knew it all along. And we had them against the wall. Good memories for Under Review. Bubba was there wearing his jersey. I love the fact he broke that out today.
That is hilarious. I like that he wears that a lot too.
Yeah, that was pretty
I don't
funny.
even know where mine is.
I don't either. Green's not a high priority color for me. Like that color green.
I like dark green, yeah. But
that Kelly green is
I'm no Eagles fan.
No, not at all. Not at all. All right, let's hit a break. When we return, we will wrap up our hypothetical Big Ten SEC matchups. We're down to the final 6. These are actually pretty interesting, and then we'll tally the score. I think we're definitely skewed more SEC than Big Ten, so I think we're looking good. Not like those clowns at the Athletic. We'll get to it as we wrap up hour 2. Be right back. It's Under Review on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
It's time for the North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week. Brought to you by North Knox Siding and Windows. Call 865-689-0505 or visit them online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
This week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week is Catholic High School defensive back Chaz Smith. Smith led the way defensively with 4 tackles and 2 interceptions, including the game clincher in Catholic's 20-6 win over Murfreesboro Riversdale on the road last week as the Irish begin the season 1-0. Catholic High School's Chaz Smith, this week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week.
North Knox Siding and Windows, locally owned and operated. They can handle all your siding, window, gutter, and roofing needs. Call 865-689-0505 for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Hi, this is Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group at Realty Executives, and I know there's a lot of choices here in East Tennessee when it comes to choosing a realtor. Here's why the Kregner Group is different. At the Kregner Group, our motto is walking by faith, serving others. It's how I live my life. It's how I run my business. Here at the Kregner Group, we're committed to doing real estate the right way. Faith, honesty, integrity. The Kregner Group. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or visit my website at boknowshouses.com.
Final segment, hour 2. Let's resume our countdown of the hypotheticals that we were doing with SEC versus Big Ten. We're down to the final 6. So the teams that are projected to finish 1st through 6th in the Big Ten versus the teams projected to finish 1st through 6th in the SEC. We've already talked about Tennessee projected to kick UCLA's ass in this model, as they should. So that was fun. Number 6, South Carolina versus Michigan. This, I think, would be a fun game. You start to get some really interesting matchups here. Hell, if the stars align, there could be something like this in the college football playoffs. Hope not.
Potentially.
I don't want to see Shane Beamer in the playoffs. I don't want to see Michigan in the playoffs, but you never know. I think, man, here we go, man. These guys from The Athletic, Big Ten love, they both picked Michigan. I would pick South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I ain't buying the Wolverines over South Carolina. I mean, maybe if you want to buy them a little bit, but yeah, I still think, Bryce Underwood's going to be a really good quarterback in his time, but
yeah,
maybe we kind of saw with our own guy, Nico, where you crown the shiny 5-star quarterback that everyone's just saying, oh, there's no way that he's not successful. I'm sure that he can be, but maybe like, is it going to be just an immediate type of thing with Lenore Sellers already having a year under his belt there?
Yeah. Okay, we're in agreement. We all like South Carolina in that one. The Big Ten honks at the Athletic both like Michigan. Number 5, Florida versus Indiana. This would be fun to watch as well, just because I disdain both of the teams. It's a split vote between the two guys at the Athletic. One's picking Florida to win big. The other one's picking Indiana to win pretty big. Sam, I would say if this comes down, I don't know, talent, all things being equal, I think Florida may have the edge in talent, but it's tough for me to go against Cignetti against Napier in a coaching battle. I'd probably go with Indiana.
I'll take Florida here. I still think Florida's roster is just a lot better than Indiana's on paper. More blue chip talent there.
Yeah.
Where do they have that game being played?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Make that make sense. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd go Florida.
By the way, I saw one of these way too early mock NFL drafts, and
CBS Sports has them number 1. Yeah, Mendoza.
Had Mendoza as the number 1 pick.
I think he's going to be good this year.
Oh, yeah. No, I think he'll be much better than Curtis Rourke, and Rourke was good last year. So
John had me this morning get in and do the college football playoff auction that they have, and I snagged Indiana as my last pick of the draft for like $2.
It's pretty good. Not a bad bet. All right, number 4, LSU versus Illinois. Location, Memphis, Tennessee. Don't ask. I don't know. I just don't even want to. I don't even want to read the rationale. That must have been their angle of, hey, let's get creative on the locations. We can't really do much else here. This definitely feels like a list season type of thing. They go through the same thing we're going through. So to me, and I know there's some hype around Illinois and they could be a potential playoff team, et cetera. This kind of goes to the same thing you guys just said about LSU or Florida versus Indiana. I think LSU's roster is going to have so much more talent than Illinois, and I'm not sure Bielema would have a decided coaching edge even against Brian Kelly. So I'd go LSU.
Yeah, I think I might too.
Yeah, LSU.
I think I might too.
All right.
Number
3, Alabama versus Oregon. Now it gets tasty. Location, Denver. Why not? Both of the guys from the Athletic have Alabama.
The description for the location is just stupid. It's a 19-hour drive from both campuses. Not that many will want to drive, but Denver weather in the late summer should be beautiful.
Stupid. I'm picking Oregon. These guys are both picking Alabama. I mean, Dante Moore versus Ty Simpson. I don't know, man. I'd give the edge to Dante Moore personally, but that's
what do you always like to say, Brett? Dan Lanning can't win the big one.
Definitely not beating DeBoer.
Let's go with Alabama
yeah,
here.
He can't beat DeBoer.
Well, here's the other thing. They've faced each other 2 times, right? So in 2023.
Bama's got the most talented roster.
Yeah.
Football.
All right. I'm sticking with Oregon in that one. I broke the trend there. Georgia versus Ohio State, number 2. And I've been one that's been propping up Georgia, saying there's not enough people talking about them, but I would take Ohio State over Georgia, personally.
That's bulletin board material right there, Bob. Kirby's got that Ohio State national title picture in the locker room in the offseason before this game.
Where's this one?
Give me the dogs. Ann Arbor, Michigan.
What?
Location, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Neither team has won in the Big House during their players' current tenure, so that makes it pretty darn neutral.
Imagine a play.
Don't ask.
That place would riot.
Brett,
just wait for the location of number 1.
I got
Brett.
Ohio State, yeah.
So we all have Ohio State.
I've got Georgia.
Oh, you took Georgia.
I got Georgia.
All right. Those guys both took Ohio State. Final one, Texas versus Penn State.
Location. Give me a guess where you think this is at, Brett.
Yeah, I'll let him.
A guess?
Yeah.
I'll say New York.
Nashville.
Okay.
So that's
also just a disgusting stray at the Titans.
It's a midpoint. Yeah, and what it gives
Well, the
Titans.
best two teams they'll see all season. Down
Almost
there,
a perfect midpoint between campuses, just over an 11-hour drive from Happy Valley and just over a 12-hour drive from Austin. Also gives Titans fans something worth watching.
There you go.
Screw you, Emerson and Dotcherman. This article
It's
sucks
doctored.
anyway.
These guys are split.
Texas would kill Penn State.
I think they would too, because this is one of those, again, James Franklin, big game. I'm still not sold.
Yeah.
I'm still not sold.
I'll take Texas too.
All right, we all took Texas. They split. One took Texas, one took Penn State. Let's rally through this as we wrap up the hour. So starting there, we all took Texas. So that's SEC 1, Big Ten 0. Number 2, we took 2 Ohio States. So we'll say that that's 1-1 now. Number 3, you 2 took Alabama. So it's 2-1 SEC. Number 4, we all took LSU.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 3-1. Number 5, Florida, Indiana. You both took Florida.
Yep.
4-1. South Carolina, Michigan.
South Carolina.
We all took South Carolina. 5-1. Ole Miss, USC. We all took Ole Miss. 6-1. Oklahoma, Nebraska. We all took Oklahoma. 7-1.
Big Ten sucks.
Yeah. Texas A&M, Washington. I think we all took A&M, right?
Yeah.
8-1. Auburn versus Iowa. I think Iowa.
I was the only one that took Auburn.
Yeah. All right. 8-2. Iowa wins that one. Tennessee versus UCLA. We all took the Vols. 9-2. Vanderbilt, Minnesota. I think we all took Vandy.
Yeah.
10-2.
Holy sheep here.
No kidding. Missouri versus Michigan State. We all took Missouri. 11-2. Arkansas and Whiskey. We all took Arkansas.
Yep.
Jesus. 12-2. Kentucky versus Rutgers. We all took Rutgers. 12-3. Mississippi State, Maryland.
I think Mississippi State.
I think we did. I think at least 2 of us took Mississippi State.
13-3.
13-3. Okay, so we were criticizing the Athletic. I don't know. I'm more inclined to say I'd say 13-3 would be more likely than 9-7 in favor of the Big Ten. Although one of them has Emerson has the SEC 9-7. Dotcherman had Big Ten 9-7. We're probably a little sheepy, but I could see this being SEC. I don't know, 11-5, 12-4. I could see that. Still the best.
Yeah.
Still the champs. All right. That was kind of fun, except for the stupid locations. But all right, let's hit a break. That wraps up hour 2. When we return, midday headlines with Sam. Things going on in the world of sports. Let's get to it right after this. Stick around. It's under review on Fan Run Radio.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess, but isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Are you ready to show off that confident, radiant smile you've always dreamed of? Well, here at Knoxville Smiles, we're ready to turn your dream into a reality. At Knoxville Smiles, we're more than just a dental practice. We're your partners in achieving optimum oral health. From routine cleanings and checkups to advanced cosmetics and restorative procedures, we offer a wide range of services in an environment that makes every visit a positive and comfortable experience. At Knoxville Smiles, it's about more than just treatments. We're focused on creating a welcoming environment where you feel like family. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed with your comfort in mind, and our friendly staff is always ready to address your questions and concerns. Don't wait any longer to achieve a beautiful smile you deserve. Schedule your appointment at Knoxville Smiles today and take that first step towards a healthier, happier you. Call us at 865-539-1776 to book your appointment today, or just visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half, simple luxury for on and off the course.
Hour 3 of Under Review starts now.
Claw Hard Seltzer Studios of Fox Sports Knoxville Fan Run Radio. It's Under Review on a Thursday, the last Thursday of the show. But we're excited to be here. Exciting times here at Fan Run. We appreciate you joining us as always. You can be a part of the program. Let us know what's on your mind. You can give us a call, area code 865-966-3435. That's 966-3435. You can also hit us up on X at Fox Sports Knox. Football. So happy. So happy. Got a lot of things going on. Got some headlines going on too. Things happening in the world of sports. And for that, I turn things over to Sam Beard.
Football indeed. Football watchers. You can exhale. YouTube has reached a short-term extension with Fox to avoid service disruption for YouTube TV subscribers. These two sides will continue working on a new long-term agreement in the meantime, but rest assured, Texas, Ohio State, and all the games on Fox this weekend will be on your television screen if you're a YouTube TV provider or subscriber, I should say, not provider.
So much drama. You could just see where this was headed.
Mm-hmm.
This
very
is,
WWE of them.
Yeah, a temporary fix while they continue to work it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's basically YouTube saying, "Okay, we got your attention. We get it. Let's work together and figure this out." Cracks me up, but I'm happy.
Finally got it.
This was not the time for somebody to flex against the other.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Went final, mentioned it yesterday, but Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice has been suspended 6 games without pay for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. Will go into effect at the start of the season as well. So it was a suspension that, the NFL was initially kind of wanting a 10 to 12 game ban apparently before his representation battled for a shorter suspension. There was also speculation that the Chiefs were going to be able to choose which 6 games basically he was going to be suspended at. But I feel like this is a pretty, for what he did, Bob, this feels like a slap on the wrist, stemming from A speeding driver causing a chain reaction car crash, injured multiple people, fled on foot, didn't check on anyone at the scene, pled guilty to 2 third-degree felony charges of collision involving serious bodily harm and racing on a highway causing bodily injury. But I don't know. If this was just like a normal civilian, we'd be talking about them in jail for a very long time. Rashee Rice can only get 6 games.
Yeah, would you still take him in your fantasy draft?
Maybe late. I don't know I wouldn't be reaching on him, that's for sure.
No.
Just because 6 weeks is a pretty decent chunk of the fantasy season,
That's usually typically about half the regular season.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because you knock the last few off type of thing
for playoffs. So yeah,
right.
I had him last year. I was so excited because as I recall, he came out. He got hurt. That was the problem with him. But I mean, he came out like on fire at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I look like a brainiac on this move.
Mm-hmm.
Then it all fell apart.
Najee Harris practiced Wednesday for the first time since the running back injured his eye in a July 4th fireworks incident. They activated him from the non-football injury list, making him eligible to play in the Chargers season opener against the Chiefs in Brazil on September 5th. Harbaugh said it was a possibility for him to play in the opener, which would keep he's got a nice little streak going. I didn't know this. Would keep his streak alive of never missing a game in his NFL career. He's been active for every single game in his NFL career. Sat out all of the team's training camp practices. They said he walked laps at practice from August 2nd to August 12th, and then just worked off to the side where the trainer was doing individual drills and stuff like that. But we'll see if Najee Harris is eyeing a week 1 timeline to come back to. You drafting him, Bob?
I was just going to ask.
No, I'm not drafting Najee Harris. He can't see.
I'd maybe late.
He can't hit the hole.
Maybe late.
He doesn't know where the hole is.
They also, they seem to be very all in on Omari and Hampton. Right?
He's got a great excuse built in. Like if coach is kind of, what happened on this run? I couldn't see the hole. Sorry, coach.
Yeah.
Maybe in a couple weeks, that'll get a little bit more clear for me.
Like it.
Big media news here. Bussin' with the Boys is teaming up with ESPN. Their morning show, Get Up, and starring Mike Greenberg. Bussin' with the Boys will be joining them this football season starting Thursday, September 4th. Taylor Lewan and Will Compton, the hosts of that podcast, will make appearances across ESPN's platform throughout the football season, but mainly on Get Up. That'll be a very interesting move there. I feel like this is you're kind of starting to see ESPN turn a little bit more, I feel like, to kind of the modern approach of things and getting some podcast guys and everything like that. I know that was a big no-no for them kind of back in the day when they were just kind of gung-ho on continuing what ESPN had done for so long, but it feels like now they're kind of turning the page into embracing modernity, I guess, a little bit more.
Yeah, I was going to say, y'all see what's happening here, man. I mean, between this, just in the last couple of weeks, between this and Josh Pate, and hell, we were just talking with Sylvia, WATE,
Sure.
Locally, they're going to be doing pregame stuff with Rocky Top Insider. The pivot to digital and having a presence in old school television is real, man. I think some of them are late to the game, but people are figuring it out. I just think we're going to see more of it. It's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. More media news here. If you're a college basketball fan, you're going to like this one. John Fanta moving from Fox Sports to become NBC Sports lead Big East college basketball play-by-play announcer, and will also be working in studio for the Big Ten and Notre Dame football games. So a guy that is definitely, if you're a college basketball fan, his passion for college hoops is just, it oozes out of him. Makes you fired up just listening to him. So Noah Eagle had been Peacock's lead college basketball voice, but he has been, kind of added into the fold with NBA and stuff like that. So maybe his plate's getting a little bit more full. NBC needed some more play-by-play announcers, and no better guy, no better energy to bring than John Fanta.
I love Fanta.
Me too. I did like, is this, I guess he'll still probably keep doing stuff with like Field of 68. Is that's not like a contractual obligation or anything like that?
No, I believe he's still doing it. Nice. It's just his like play-by-play stuff that he's going to be switching over to.
Gotcha.
I'll still never forgive him for dusting us.
Yeah, that was going to be a fun guest.
We had him booked, Brett, to talk. It was going into the weekend of the matchup against Creighton in the Sweet 16. And I was like, I'm going to take a shot at getting Fanta on. He's a Big East guy, get some intel from him. Reached out to him, and he was like, yes, I'm in. How about 9:30 on this day? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so then, next day I'm reaching out to him going, you cool for tomorrow? Still no response. Get closer to the show. Hey, checking in again night before the show.
Ghosted.
No response. Totally ghosted us. Never heard from him again.
Dead to me.
Bastard.
Has he done play-by-play? Has he been doing play-by-play?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's done.
I didn't watch much of the Big East, or if that was where he was.
Yeah, no, he's done some WNBA, a little bit of that too. Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's very excitable, but I mean in a good way. He's not like Gus Johnson excitable, but he gets pretty spun up.
Yeah, his videos on X are great. He's just so wild.
I like his NFL rants too about the Browns.
Yeah.
He gets real upset about that. All the Deshaun stuff.
He's a Cleveland guy.
That was good.
Yeah, he was going nuts last year when
Guardians, right?
Yeah, when Lane Thomas hit the home run.
Yeah.
He was like out of his mind. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's awesome.
ESPN has demoted Doris Burke from its NBA Finals team and promoted longtime network commentator Tim Legler to its number one team. He will be paired with lead play-by-play guy Mike Breen, as well as Richard Jefferson for the network's finals broadcasts. Jefferson just recently agreed to a new contract with ESPN. Burke was on the finals team for 2 years, becoming the first woman in history to be an analyst on one of the traditional 4 major American sports. So, nothing against Doris Burke. I just really like Tim Legler. I think the thing that he brings to a broadcast is great. He's got a great analytical mind, got a good knowledge for the game. Not that Doris Burke doesn't, but I just think Tim Legler is just that much better than she is.
Yeah. Politically correct or not, I think this is a fantastic move. And Doris is fine. I just think Legler's better. So I'll give them credit for understanding that. I mean, Legler's great.
He's been with ESPN for 25 years, and they didn't let him start regularly calling games until 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like that's kind of been a mistake that he hasn't been more worked into the fold with them. So I think this is a good move.
And not for nothing, he's better than Richard Jefferson. So,
yeah.
I mean, Jefferson, I guess they're just using his personality and stuff, but I think it's a good move. I really do. I'm a big Legler fan.
Starting quarterback for Chapel Bill. We all kind of knew it, but has been named the starter. Gio Lopez, your transfer from South Alabama, has been named the starter in Bill Belichick's college coaching debut on Monday against TCU. Very, very interested in that game. I can't wait. But redshirt sophomore Gio Lopez threw for about 2,600 yards last year, 18 touchdowns, ran for 460 with 7 touchdowns as well at South Alabama. A little dual threat action there. I'm very interested in just North Carolina's season as a whole, as well as just kind of how they monitor and kind of go about using their roster and everything like that. How does that translate to recruiting wins and everything?
Yeah.
Are we getting is the Hulu thing for this current season, like mid-season and everything throughout the year, or is it kind of like, hey, we've agreed to it, and now it's going to be a Hard Knocks training camp type thing for next year?
I think it's for next year, personally. Now, they've already started shooting, is what I've heard, but I could be wrong, but I'm of the belief that it'll be dated kind of like what we just saw with the SEC documentary over at Netflix, where it's kind of more like last season.
Yeah.
Because the glow of his first season, unless it goes disastrously, it'll be special still if they run it later.
Travis Hunter and his wife announced the birth of their first child in a YouTube video titled Dear Son. Does this make you feel better or worse about Travis Hunter, Bob? Dad strength? Think he's going to have too many things on his mind, trying to be a good dad first instead of a two-way football player? Can you be a three-way player? Can you be playing offense, defense, and being a dad? You have to just pick two, offense or a dad, defense or a dad.
He should be able to get
Maybe
through this
offense
season
and
before
defense,
he's
and
a
you don't
dad,
be a
though,
dad.
right?
He's awfully young, man. I don't know. That's a lot. Rumors that the kid's name is Bounty. Hey-o. Speaking of dads.
I really wouldn't be surprised if that's like true.
Just don't ask William.
Yeah.
That's seriously.
William's going to draft him first, isn't he?
God, we
Gonna
could.
take-
I hope so.
We
Take
would.
T-Law and then
We would hope.
I hope so.
Hunter,
We would hope. He was down.
Brian Thomas.
He was down near the bottom last year. William was. I was for a while.
He was down at the bottom for a while.
Early in the season, I think I won like 4 in a row at the end. But I remember Reed started talking trash to me, like, "How are you going to do with that punishment?" And I was like, "Buddy, I don't finish last. Mark it down."
William needed a couple trades, I think, at the end of the season to
avoid.
Yeah, to avoid the gutter.
Yeah, it was kind of him and Ryan and Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tim eventually lost.
Didn't go through with his punishment, in case anyone was wondering.
Do you think people do leagues if they have like 10 buddies or fans of 10 different teams and they just have to draft like players? Like you can only use your team. Like you could only have Titans players, or you could only have. I don't think
you don't draw the Titans.
Like I don't think you can make a team out of it. But I was just wondering if there's anybody that just does that.
I've never heard it. That's kind of interesting, though.
You could probably do it on like your favorite team and then former players that have played for the team but are gone now.
Yeah.
And
or I think better yet, I don't know if you could do. I think it would be lopsided if you did your favorite team, but maybe you pick like the 10. You pick the 10 best NFL teams and then assign one to each team, one team to each player. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then you might have a better shot at kind of having more level playing field. That's all. Because right now I'd not be nuts for the Titans or even the Colts to say, yeah, that's my fantasy team. Although I do have 2 Colts on my first fantasy team. Got to admit. And I'd like them again tonight if I can get them.
All right.
You've been warned.
They're all yours.
Josh Downs.
Yeah, I'm good.
Josh Downs and Daniel Jones.
Colts D.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been sitting on this one all week. I've forgotten to bring it up. Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler will captain 4-man teams in a U.S. versus international all-star skills type format.
Okay.
Without live players.
Good.
I guess I'm interested. This feels kind of live golfy, but also in the off season kind of. So I think you can kind of say that to where it's like, hey, these are just guys that are kind of out there having a fun time tuning it up a little bit before the real season gets going.
Yeah.
So they're doing skill games?
I don't
Is that
know.
what you said?
They haven't. It says it's all-star skills format. So yeah, we'll see if it's like a long drive closest to the pin.
Do that
for
break
this
the
putt
glass
or something.
thing?
Oh, that'd be fun. The break the glass.
You ever
Yeah,
watch
I
that
like
show, The Big Break, or
Yeah,
whatever it's called?
I used to love watching that show. Do they still do that?
I don't know. I wish they did.
Man, that was a fun show, Brett. That's a good pull.
Yeah, that was because I always remember that because I always break the glass or whatever. Just they could only use one club or something.
I remember there was one guy from that Big Break show that I think actually like got on to tour for a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think it's still rolling.
But yeah, they would hit like bunker shot. I mean, it was pretty cool.
I would guess
just your
it's
everyday
probably pretty similar to that. That's what I would think.
Yeah, it got heated, man.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it was cool.
All right. I think that's it for me.
I just saw this one. This just broke in the last half hour, Sam, so you may not have seen this, but it's kind of sad.
Uh-oh.
The Athletic reporting, based on an interview, the Washington Post interviewed 5 people with direct knowledge of Jim Irsay's relapse and found that Jim Irsay overdosed 3 times in the last 5 years of his life. They say that. Now, they're not necessarily saying that's the cause of death, but it does make you wonder. And then Colts executives and Irsay hid these instances from the public too. I just wonder if that means something happens in the Colts front office as far as like, does the league fine, or I don't know, man. It's pretty bad news.
It seems a little Matthew Perry-esque,
yeah,
because of the secret relapse that he had, and some luxury doctor that gave him, ketamine. Basically, is what it says. So it's sad,
very
honestly.
Sad.
But
very sad. Yeah.
Also, Jalen Wright had a small procedure and is going to small procedure done that isn't season ending, but will take some time to recover. So they're saying Ollie Gordon might be the next man up down there.
Ollie Gordon. Although they're saying Achan's going to play. I mean,
I guess they're just saying for a backup purpose.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks, you waited that he'll be, that'll be out.
I was expecting Jalen take off this year.
I'll tell you one thing. The only thing I'll ever remember about Achan was I was fortunate enough in my other league to pick him up as a free agent that one year, and I got him in for that game where he scored it was like in our league, it was like 57 fantasy points or something. I mean, it was unbelievable. Truly like single-handedly won the game for me. And I was like, God, I love this guy. I'm going to keep him forever. He's had some moments, but
that's a good way to put it. He's had some moments.
Talented. He's a little guy though, too, right? Mm-hmm. That's the other problem. So, all right, Sam, good batch of headlines. When we return, another thing that we didn't get to yesterday, this was kind of nice given all that went on yesterday when we built the show. It was helpful to kind of talk about things we hadn't used. Yes, Wednesday has been typically our not for nothing day. We got some great not for nothings to talk about. Not for nothing, but kind of a version of, come on, man. People are doing stupid stuff, and man, we got our share of them, and they had some Vol ties too. We'll talk about all of it when we return. Stick around. Under review on Fan Run Radio.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
Hello, is Tina there?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Vince from the hit reality show Wives Don't Tell. Tina applied for our show to confess that her husband won't go to the doctor to get his erectile dysfunction checked. She said she's ready for a guy that can bring the heat.
All right, what the hell is going on? You know you're talking to her husband right now? Tina!
Well, she wrote the application that her man's performance is questionable. She's basically married to a coffee table. She also said, we live within driving distance to Men's Pro Knoxville, but he's too scared to get a blood test.
Oh my, she is done. She is so done.
Gotcha, Mike. It's Nephew Tommy. Ain't no reality show. It's a prank. Men's Pro Knoxville is the real deal, fellas. Local experts, test results in minutes. Call 865-544-8220 or hit men'spro-knoxville.com before your lady books a new co-star. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Dental health is so important. It's one of those things that if you don't stay on top of it, it can really come back to haunt you, both financially and, of course, in terms of your physical health. If it's been a while since you've been to the dentist or you've got a dental issue that needs attention, do what I do. Go to Malone and Costa Dentistry at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule your appointment online right now at knoxvillesmiles.com or just give them a call at 865-539-1776 and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you.
There are always memories to be made with family and friends, and we want you to share your memories with us. Share your best photos depicting your memorable experiences throughout the year, and your photo could be chosen to be in our 2019 Memories calendar. Simply upload your photo to CMB's Facebook page's photo contest application or deliver it to any branch.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Visit cmbtn.com for official contest rules.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
Time to talk about one of the fixtures here at Fan Run Radio's Under Review as we're winding the show down this week. It's a little thing we call Not For Nothing But. And what we usually point to are things that have been done or said by people in the sports world where you're like, man, what are you thinking? So, kind of like not for nothing, but why the hell did you do that? We have a few of them, man. First on the list for me, Sam, is not for nothing, but Joel Klatt, shut the hell up, man.
God. He's such a flip-flopper, Bob. I hate him.
Joel decided to lay the blame on the Nico Iamaleava departure at Tennessee's feet. I'm serious, saying that he wasn't developed well enough by Josh Heupel. He saw in spring practice that he wasn't getting surrounded with the proper weapons. It's like, I think spring practice was like a non-event for him, man. He wasn't even really.
He wasn't there.
No, he wasn't
showing up.
And that Tennessee kind of covered up his departure and took the high and mighty route, as he put it. Said it's all about money and we're not built that way, and didn't take any responsibility. I don't know, man. It feels like this week there's been a lot of Nico news, and it's almost like, did his family invest a little bit into some like PR person to say, man, let's try to clean this guy's profile up a little bit before we start the season? Because there seems to be just a lot of chatter about Nico, and it pisses me off because I want it over and done. I don't want to have to think about him except when he's getting his ass kicked at UCLA. I just don't need media like Joel Klatt going out there and kind of putting the blame on Josh Heupel in Tennessee. We know better. I know better. I experienced it firsthand with that family. It's just BS.
April 12th, 2025. Here's a tweet. I love what Heupel and Tennessee have done, which is hold their ground. This is the only way forward for these programs. Make evaluations and valuations of these players and don't move off of that. Now, will someone please step in for the completely inept and incompetent NCAA? Who do you think tweeted that?
Joel Klatt.
Joel Klatt.
Yeah, there's so many people that are critical of the media, and we're part of it. We're part of the media. But it's stuff like that, takesman type stuff that he's doing. He did it with Colin Cowherd, so to amplify it even further, it gives everybody a bad name because just for the reasons you pointed to. A, he's wrong. B, it's a contradiction to what he was just saying a few months ago.
He's a flip-flopper.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Guy'll do anything.
Not happy about it. Speaking of Nico, he fits in on this one. Not for nothing, but Nico Iamaleava.
Iamaleava. I like that.
Yeah. thank you for reaffirming our disdain for you. Sam, you want to take this one on what just happened yesterday, what he was talking to the press about?
I didn't see this.
Oh, okay.
What did he say? Or was this when? Wait, was this the Oregon thing, the UCLA Oregon thing? Oh
Yes.
God, yeah. This one got me spun up on the drive yesterday, Bob. Yeah, he said that he took a trip to UCLA to the Rose Bowl to watch the Oregon game in the bye week before the Arkansas game, in which he promptly ran out of bounds. So glad this guy's not on my football team anymore.
Instead of working with your teammates, getting ready for a game, let's go hang on the West Coast.
I mean, every single person in Knoxville that doesn't even play football was able to say, man, this Arkansas game, that's a trap. We never go and play well down there. Let's make sure that we're on our, we've got the best game plan. Let's make sure that we're prepared. What was our starting quarterback doing? Just watching other colleges across the country. Probably got that contract already lined up. They're just waiting for the ink to dry for the rest of the season.
But it's a bye week, though.
You should be doing work with your team, Brett.
The game's 7 days away. Don't guys go home for bye weeks?
You should be doing work with your team. Or you should be doing rehab, or you should be doing something. You shouldn't be at another college watching another team play.
So what are we going to say about Boo? What are we going to say about Boo?
Boo Carter
Boo's away from the team.
Not during the season.
Yes, he is. 4 weeks ago, he was away from the team.
This is much different off-season programs versus a game mid-season.
He's getting ready for the season. Even more reason to be with your team.
Mid-season is crazy, Brett. I can't
People
believe you're
go
defending Nico to the
I'm
to the,
not,
to the
but
end
guys
here.
go home. What if we see a picture of Miles Kitzelman out somewhere, wherever he's from? Or
What if? We're not going to see it.
Guys go home for the break.
They don't go and watch other programs
It didn't
play.
have any influence of how bad we played.
The guy ran out of bounds. I would say that he played a pretty bad game.
I'd say by and large, these guys going home. See, I feel like Nico's treating that like, you're right. Like, think about like the NBA or the Major League Baseball All-Star break.
I mean, it looks bad because it was at UCLA.
Yeah, those players.
That's the only reason it's anything.
Well, and here's my other thing is the question that was positioned to Nico was, you're from the West Coast, you're from Southern California. Do you have memories as a child of going to UCLA games? And man, a tone deaf response. If he went to a game as a little kid, then that's what you talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you didn't, it's just a tone deaf response. Be like, yeah, man, I was just out here last season, during our bye week at Tennessee. I just think, I don't know. And my point is also, this is the problem with Nico because I feel like he behaves and acts like he's a pro athlete already. What I was getting at is the NBA and Major League All-Star break, those players, they take time off. They go home, they spend time with their family. And that's just what Nico did. In the college game, I don't believe when you're on the opposite coast that you're doing that. I think, it's one thing. Yeah, Boo's in Chattanooga. Yeah, he might go home for a bye week for a day or two. You go to the West Coast, you're gone for a week, man. You're not gone for a couple of days. So, and you're the leader of the team. You're the face of the team as the quarterback.
He didn't play good when he stayed here, though, either.
Well, no, that's true.
His games weren't good. I mean, we weren't scoring points against three other opponents during the season. So, I mean,
even more of a reason for you to stay in town and say, hey, let's go to work. Let's get in the film room. I'm not up to the standard that I should be playing at. Let me go home to mommy and daddy and get a home cooked meal, and maybe everything will get fixed then.
By the way, that's right off the heels of the Oklahoma game where he was a turnover machine. I mean, he had a couple touchdowns. He had that touchdown pass to Thornton, which was great, but it wasn't like he came off a game where it's like, dude, you balled out. Go take a break. I mean, it was like, just like
do you think Heupel knew he went there?
Don't know.
I mean, if Heupel's like, yeah, go for it, then that's also on the coach. Like, hey, let's get you to stay home and work on I don't know.
There's something that tells me
I can see it both ways. I mean, I don't know. I think it's
at some point, if you're the quarterback of the team, like Bob was saying, being the leader, you got to have the intrinsic motivation to rally the troops around you.
They're in a good spot at that moment in time. Great spot.
Yeah.
They just
beat Oklahoma. You know what? After that
game
ruined our chances of hosting a college football playoff game because of that.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah. That game cost us probably hosting.
I mean, we still went to,
game.
yeah, I mean, definitely did that, but I mean, he still ended up making the playoffs. So I guess it's a lot to do about nothing.
Yeah. I don't know. Again,
rocks.
Yeah, I just think it's more than anything, remove the fact that he did it. It's like, I'm not sure I would have gone into that much detail because all he's doing is fueling the fire for a lot of people.
At least one of them had a UT hat on still.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
One of the brothers, I don't know who it was. There was like 8 of them there in the photo I
Throw
saw.
that out.
It was free gear. That's why. All they cared about was free gear, free stuff.
No, yeah. I mean, it would have been terrible if he had a UCLA hat on, but
I told you the story, man. Even the little sister. I'm just here eating the free food. Now, where are my Takis?
I'm going out bang. The show ends in 2 days.
yeah, you are. You sure are.
I'm over here by myself. Bring it.
And then one more, not for nothing. I've lost track on this one. This is the Ohio State versus Dave Portnoy thing. It's like, get a grip, both of you, man. Not for nothing, but get a grip. First of all, the fact that Ohio State did that is insane. Okay, that's like, okay, Michigan is absolutely living rent free in your head.
Mm-hmm.
But then Ohio State comes back and says, we never did that. So now who do you believe? I kind of believe Ohio State still.
You kind of believe Ohio State?
No, I'm sorry. I misspoke. What I'm saying is I kind of believe that Ohio State banned him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I think Ohio State's trying to do damage control, saying, oh, no, we didn't do that.
They're going to keep him off big noon kickoff that day?
I think he's doing that. They're saying he's just not allowed
in the stadium? Okay. Because they
a
lot of the time before, they moved the stage in there.
They're going to be outside before the game. They move in at halftime is the plan.
I was actually listening to an interview with Ross Dallinger this morning, and he did say something about how he was talking to some people around the Big Ten, and that when Big Noon Kickoff kind of announced that partnership with Barstool, and then being able to kind of get on there and be, the guest host or whatever it may be. Like, I think there were a couple Big Ten schools around the conference that were kind of upset with that just because of the Michigan, the Michigan agenda that Dave Portnoy is definitely going to be bringing to that stage.
Well, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think that's going to happen,
but at the same time, if you're Ohio State, like, you can't. That's such a rivalry that, like, those fan bases just go back and forth on, like, you just want one thing to kind of one up on each other. And, like, if you're just saying, like, yeah, I got to ban you from the stadium, that's rocket fuel for Michigan.
I mean, Urban Meyer's sitting on there. Like, they go to the big house.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. Imagine if Tennessee got the Tennessee Alabama in 2022. Yeah. Exactly. It's like, I know that he was coaching in the game, but like you get that game eventually, Tennessee Alabama back here for college game. And you're like, I don't really want Nick Saban coming onto the campus.
Yeah.
I mean, does McAfee go to, like, when Pitt and West Virginia are playing?
Right. It's just such a small move,
it really
man.
is.
I mean,
if you're worried about Portnoy,
it's like who cares that he's in the stadium at halftime, man?
He ain't playing the game.
Yeah, there's 100,000 people there.
This is only going to make him go more. He doesn't care. What are they going to do? Find him?
This is rocket fuel
me.
on top
go
of that.
Beat Michigan.
Yeah. On the live chat, Austin mentioned, Sam, that's back to your headline about the golf stuff. He said the Bryan brothers were on Big Break, both Wesley and George.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So
I do remember them being on there, I think.
Big Break was pretty fun.
It was
fun.
fun.
Fantastic, yeah.
And then do you remember
that British guy commentating it too? Just made it seem a little bit more serious.
And didn't they
were like staying on the course?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they do something separate of that, like Q School or whatever, for a while at the Golf Channel?
They did something like the lead up to it or whatever. Yeah. They followed a couple of golfers.
I thought they had some interesting, like, reality show ideas, and they never panned
Big Break
out.
Ended up in, like, Ireland and Florida and, like, all around.
Yeah.
All around. It was, and these guys would get, like, deals, like, from golf companies and get into events and stuff like that.
I was running a network called Fine Living, which launched right after 9/11. So not the smartest move, but because it was talking about, like, affluence and everything else. And we did a show. It was called The Wandering Golfer. And I thought it was the best idea. It was a guy who had done stuff for PGA Productions. And this guy just toured the courses around the country, not even around the world, just in the U.S. and it tanked.
Really?
And I thought this was a
Really?
slam dunk, man. Slam dunk. It's just, I'm afraid golf is still, it's getting
What do you
better.
just go around and
Very
talk about the
niche,
history
yeah.
of these courses kind of thing?
Yeah. And
Okay.
spend time with people who work there and everything else. And
That would have been a cool.
That's
little-
interesting because
yeah.
I watch a YouTube series that's called Adventures in Golf.
Yeah.
Eric Anders Lang, he does it with like Scratch. I think it's Scratch TV. That's what they call it, and it's the exact same concept basically, but it's all around the world. Like he'll go and play some hole in the wall course, or like he played one where like they have slum golf in Mumbai, and they're like bending like iron, like pieces of iron,
Bamboo.
and then like they're like
Oh.
making that the club.
Wow.
And they're like playing like all throughout the village or whatever, and
Yeah.
he went and played that. Played some old like original Scottish course and everything. It was a really cool YouTube series. I'm surprised that didn't have some legs as a TV show.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think it would have been better as a YouTube series. This was
Yeah.
back like in 2001, it's a long time ago. And I just thought, man, this is a no-brainer, but I think it speaks to what Sam said a minute ago. It's gotten more widely accepted in the last decade, but golf was back then for sure. It was pretty niche still, even with what Tiger was doing. It was still, a lot of people were like, that's a rich people sport. That's really what happened with that network. It didn't make it because a lot of people were like, it's not relatable. I don't know what we were thinking. We had a lot of funding for it and everything. And I was kind of like, that's a cool idea. But again, too unattainable for some people. And that stuff doesn't work, man.
Yeah.
There's a reason like Food Network, their best shows were the things like Guy Fieri, diners, drive-ins, and dives versus the high-end stuff. It's just, man, people just want to see you going and eating big cheesesteaks and, big pizzas and all that.
I do
stuff.
like the competition games though.
Those do well.
Yeah.
Those do well. Yeah, we had to kind of defoodie that whole thing. There's some people who love to kind of go highbrow on food, but they just want to see the competition. They want to see the tours of the cool restaurants, who has the hottest wings and all that stuff. They figured it out, but it took a while. All right, last break. When we return, we'll talk about, we can finally go back to what's on tap tonight.
It's been a while since that, Bob.
I know. Feels good. We'll talk about some of the games tonight, point spreads, where to find them, all that stuff as we wrap up this Thursday edition of Under Review. Stick around. We'll be right back on Fan Run Radio.
You're listening to Fan Run Radio, the sports humans.
Hungry for some mouth-watering barbecue? Then take the quick drive up I-75 to Rickard Ridge for some of the best barbecue you'll ever have. Fall off the bone, Memphis-style baby back ribs, slow-smoked chicken thighs, and fresh hand-cut steaks. Rickard Ridge has something for everyone. Located in Cove Lake State Park with a spectacular view of the Cumberland Mountains, Rickard Ridge. It's more than just dinner, it's a destination. Check out their full menu and catering options online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hi, I'm Bo Cregner with the Cregner Group at Realty Executives. You know, the real estate market, like all other markets impacted by the economy, is changing all the time. And it's never been more important to be personally represented by a trusted real estate specialist. I can't emphasize enough how important it is when selling or buying to be individually represented. Call me today for a free consultation. My number is 865-742-1035, and my website is bonowshouses.com.
Guests for today, Jack Foster from Omaha Productions joining us earlier in the show, and then Ryan Sylvia from Rocky Top Insider spending time with us. Tomorrow on our last show, we'll have a visit with Reed Carringer, talk a little college football, get his perspective, and then Russell Biven will join us to preview. Remember, Sam, he said he had something big to talk about.
Yeah.
We still don't know what that is.
Okay.
So he's going to talk about that tomorrow. Something to do with high school football tomorrow night. I'm sure it will be a big deal. They did a hell of a job on that Alcoa Maryville game last weekend. So, and we'll be winding stuff down, talking about our best memories. We'll give Brett a chance to have a forum to air all his grievances with us on everything that we don't agree with him on, which is a lot. It's a lot. So, should be a fun show. Man, there is stuff popping on the live chat now. Probably hearsay, but you know, Sam talked about it a little earlier. Somebody puts in, just had a very reliable source tell me Tristan Keys is a Vol.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's see. Let's pay attention. We'll monitor what's going on here in the last couple hours. That would be awesome. Hearing some stuff about maybe our basketball coach too. Positive stuff. So there'll be a lot, and you'll stick with Fan Run. We can continue to update you throughout the day on the Chase with Chase Thomas and the Drive with Russell Smith and so on. And so on. The Drive, guess I got to get used to that bunch.
Yeah.
They're kind of annoying, but it'll be okay. All right. On tap tonight, Sammy. Welcome back, college football. Forget week 0.
Damn, that feels good to say.
Forget week 0. We got 17 games tonight. Starts early, man. 5:30. South Florida, 5.5-point dog against Boise State down in Tampa. 5:30 p.m. on ESPN. I do feel like jumping on.
I think that dog's hunting tonight.
I think so too. Jake Crane liked that one too, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think most people do. I like it. And then not far behind, man, if that's not enough, at 6 p.m., got Ohio U at Rutgers. Got to be a real degenerate if you're going to lay some wood there. Rutgers, 15.5-point favorite, Big Ten Network. That's what I like about tonight, though, man. All the networks will be hopping right off the bat. I'll tell you a game that I think is going to be interesting is it's on the ACC network at 7, East Carolina at North Carolina State. Do you remember what happened with these two?
I do, yeah. That was a great game.
Military Bowl.
Yeah.
Fights. Oh, I mean, these guys do not like each other. They're in the same state. They're both kind of the redheaded stepchilds of the public universities in the state behind North Carolina and certainly behind Duke. These guys get after it. State's a 13.5-point favorite, though, so maybe it's not going to be much of a game, but I'm there if there's hopefully some fights.
What about Delaware State? Better be tuned in for that.
What's the hook on that?
There ain't much.
No.
There ain't much of a hook there, Bob.
It's the debut of Delaware State's new coach.
Yeah.
Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I just saw that yesterday.
Deshaun Jackson.
I mean, I'm not that deep into
the Eagles wide receiver.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not that deep into Delaware State football, but I saw some story about that.
Let's go. Let's see what you got, Deshaun Jackson.
30-point dogs.
The Blue Hens have that Michigan-looking helmet, right?
They do.
Yeah.
True to form for Missouri, they host a tough one right off the bat. It's not even on the board, at least not that I saw. Central Arkansas. Have you seen anything on that one?
A line?
Yeah, a line.
40.5.
Jesus.
Yeah.
2 quarterbacks from Missouri tonight, though.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
They still don't know theirs.
That one's on at 7:30 on the SEC network. I guess the biggest primetime game, right, is Nebraska-Cincinnati on ESPN. That's following Boise State and Florida on the 4-letter. Playing in Arrowhead. Is going to do his like Mahomes-like thing. Have you ever noticed when Mahomes does the fingers when he's walking around in between plays?
Oh, no, I haven't noticed.
Keep an eye on that this season.
Yeah.
He puts his hand up, and it's like, I think it's his way where he's kind of waiting for calls in from the sideline.
Okay.
But it's,
you think he studies that? Like, you think he does his film study and then there's like an hour a day on Pat Mahomes' mannerisms?
Yeah. Could be. Why not, right? And then, by the way, we do have one nightcap. 10 p.m. Stony Brook at San Diego State. I'm just surprised here. San Diego State's only a 19.5-point favorite. Not that I know anything about Stony Brook.
Yeah. Not that I know anything about San Diego State really this year either, Bob.
Yeah.
You going to get Sam one more is it a college or not a college thing? Remember he used to do that last year?
Oh, you know what? I'll need to do
like
that.
One more round tomorrow.
Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. That would be fun. That's a good idea. We'll have to work on that because there were some small FCS schools that just played last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could go back to those. That sounds
Saturday,
good.
are you going to miss the prep work? Yeah, are you going to still be involved in the drive?
With the drive? No, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to miss the prep.
It is the hardest part of the show.
Yeah. I mean, I'll help with that show.
Right.
But, it's Russell's show, and I'm good with that. I mean, but he and I've talked. The goal is to kind of elevate it a little more. So, yeah, I'll certainly help. But, no, I'm gonna be perfectly content with being that, second voice and just, focusing on that, but not being under the pressure too, because these guys know, and Sam helps a lot from time to time as well. I'll reach out to him going, man, I'm kind of blocked here.
Mm-hmm.
Bob does a good job with the prep. Don't let it spin you.
But
I can kind of just show up here and talk ball. Bob's got a good outline normally.
Yeah, we try. So yeah, I'll miss it a little bit, but not too much. Not too much. And I
got one more.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not tomorrow. Well, let's not have a rundown tomorrow.
It should be all Tennessee, Syracuse.
Let's roll the ball out and let's just play a game.
Texas,
what do you
Ohio
say?
State. I mean, it's just talking like games.
No, we'll
just
do
go
it
through ESPN.
We will be previewing Tennessee, Syracuse for sure.
We'll have keys maybe to talk about. Barnes to talk about.
Let's hope
some keys to the game and maybe some keys.
Yeah, let's finish out with a bang. All right, boys. Great work today, Sam. Same to you, Brett. Thank you both. You, the listener, appreciate you spending time with us as always. Keep it locked in on Fan Run Radio. There could be a lot of news this afternoon. The Chase is up next with Chase Thomas, followed by The Drive with Russell Smith and the guys, and then Overtime with William Pattison at 6 p.m. Oh, no, maybe not. There's a draft tonight. Check it out.
Stay tuned.
We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day.